All right, all right, all right. I think I am live. Hello, Zen friends. Happy weekend to you. Hope you're enjoying your moments as much as you choose to, which of course we always are, aren't we? To the extent that we want to choose to enjoy each moment, right? It's a good reminder. So, welcome. So happy to have you here. Before we get into everything, as always, we will start off by bringing in some beautiful love energy, raising our love vibration. And we'll do that by first taking a big, deep breath to come back to right here, right now, out of the future, out of the past, out of the chaos, into the moment. And then as we hit the singing bowl, three times, we will invite that beautiful, eternal, unconditional love energy to flow into our mental body, our emotional body, our energetic body, our physical body, filling up our life, flowing out there to the outside world, allowing it to do whatever it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet and the human collective and whatever else, right? And we'll help that by raising our own vibration through gratitude if you want to. Um, and all we have to do is think of one thing that we're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment. Sincerely thank the creator for it, the universe that puts out this beautiful, uh, higher vibrational gratitude energy that raises our love vibration, opens us up to receive messages, and makes us kind of magnetized to receive more or be open to receiving more of what we're grateful for. So it's a win 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 win, right? All right. Well, let's start here. If you want to join me, I'm going to take a big deep breath, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Um, as I say, don't pass out or hurt yourself. Just allow it to hold it and then just a slow exhale out. All right. So here we go. Big deep breath in. Beautiful. All right. And then prepare your ears for the singing bowl. Adjust your volume if you need to. All right. Here we go. Remember gratitude. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. She's singing up a storm. Love it, love it. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. I could always feel when people uh, add in their energy, get a little more tinglies. So thank you so much. We'll put her back here on her little pendulum back there. So, hello, everybody. So happy to have you. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, hello, I'm Brenda Zen. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor, of course. Two things that can help us on this beautiful adventure of humanity, make it an easier path instead of a harder path. So, welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. And if you want to know how everything works, it's all down in the description box of the video. Donations do get first priority. I step out of the free readings. We dive deeper. Free readings are 1 to 2 cards generally. And then we do dive into more of the tea with Bretta Z, third eye, private eye, as some of my Zen friends say. So I love that. Also, if you make a donation, one per session. If you make multiple donations, you still just get one fortune cookie. Today, we're continuing pulling from the Wisdom of the Golden Path Oracle. So you'll get one of those as well. And if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat down below or in the description box. I do mention my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. I don't have any set dollar amounts. I know everyone's finances vary from person to person. The cost of living is different across the world. The rate of exchange from country to country is different. So, whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. So, appreciate that. Thank you for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. It's something everyone can do for free. So, if you are enjoying the free readings that we will get to sometime during the session, I am trying something new where if 2.5 hours in, I'm on for 3 hours ish. So if 2.5 hours in, the last 30 minutes, if I haven't got to any free readings, I will step away from donations, complete as many as I can, and then return back to finish out donations. I always complete donations. And Sundays are different, where whatever I don't finish in the morning, I do come back in the afternoon to finish out everything, including all free readings too. Been pretty. It's been pretty light here. The last 2 or 3 weeks, there's something going on with YouTube because I notice a lot of creators are saying that with the app channels. So there's something interesting going on. But I've been able to get to most free readings in most sessions. So so be sure at the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all the readings completed with timestamps. So if you put your question and you step away, you can always come back and find it. And of course, if you come back in midstream and go, "Hey, did you complete me yet?" Usually, I'll see it. I kind of keep one eye, half of a one eye, a fourth of an eye, on the chat, and so I'll give you the timestamp if we did complete those. What else? Oh, I started a new podcast. Um, if you haven't seen it yet, it's called The Easier Path. It's one of my new podcast series, and that came out. So we've got that's the link there. It's called Not So Easy, where I share some of my own personal stories starting off, and then we talk about kind of from a human perspective, a spirit perspectives, and then hints from spirit on how we can transform or different way that we can help make the path easier instead of harder. So that's what that is all about. I did have a giveaway on Wednesday. I think it was this week, right? Yeah, October 1st. Time's not going as fast as it normally is. But I'm going to have next week, I'll have an announcement of some more giveaways. Probably have one the middle of October, and then also like November 1st, kind of, or the beginning of November, whenever that might be. So keep an eye out. If you have to be a subscriber to the channel to win, of course. And then so make sure if you are subscribed that your little alarm for alerts is set to all, so you'll get updated if you're interested in getting into a drawing for a free personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love. I also have specials through the end of October. 15-minute personal recorded reading is $777, and a 30-minute is $1515. So if you're interested, all this information is down in the description box of the video. All right. So that is what we have going on there. let's take a look here and we will dive in to our donations first. So I've got here currently two for Moonlight 5. Hello, hello, my friend. So times two. And then Maria P, I just got your PayPal donation. So we'll go to you after that. And then if there's no other donations, we'll jump into free readings. But we'll see how this all goes. So I think that is everything. Yep, I think that's everything. I always feel like I'm forgetting something, but it's probably the messages in queue waiting to come through. They're like, "Come on, we're ready to speak." So we'll get started. Pardon me. Sorry. All right. So you're probably gonna scream yes to your first question today. But you know me, always feeling bad for saying no or putting yourself first. But you're learning. I'm glad. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, having boundaries is definitely a learning experience. The uncomfortability, the fear we have because we were not allowed to have boundaries when we were younger. Building boundaries can be scary, but it gets easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. So there's no judgment. Trust me. I know. I know. I've been through a lot of those things. So just a quick shout out to everybody too. So we have Moonlight. You'll be up. We have Day with the jewelry. Hello, hello. We have JoJo. Maybe if she's still awake. She's had a long day. It looks like modeling. Ooh, excited to get to that. We have Content. Hello, hello, and Ashish, Andrea, 54 Hector, and Starfall. So, hello, everybody, and anyone else that hasn't said anything in the chat that's kind of hanging out. Hello to you too. So glad everyone is here, and I appreciate you. All right, so Moonlight, let's jump in. We've got 1225 is your that's Christmas Day, December 25th. Look at that. Merry Christmas. All right. So let's jump in here and see what we have. Yeah, in honoring of your boundaries, we have our little no button. Wow, that's an extreme no. All right, let's see what spirit has here for you. So, did you make the best choice for you today? Staying home, hermiting, not giving in to NN's calls, keeping the boundaries, flexing. It's it's always interesting from I've learned over the years, especially since I've gone live and done a lot of readings, that there is no, from spirit's perspective, they don't look at it as good or bad, best or worst, or good or bad. It's just different choices with different experiences. And it's just there's like no judgment. They don't it's like choosing different flavors of ice cream is what they brought through lately, which makes, or like what do you play on a playground? They're like, well, whether you're on the swings or the slide, there's different experiences in each, and there's different flavors of ice cream. There's no there's no wrong ice cream from their standpoint. Some of us might be like sardines and ice cream, gross, but they're like, hey, to each their own. Everyone has their own tastes. So I do like that perspective that comes in there. Um, so what I feel like they want to show you is the energy, and that's what they'll do. They won't tell us, like, because they don't make a judgment call because they're not judgers. That's a human thing. Um, but they will tell us um, the energy around, well, if you do this or you do this, this is the energy around it. So you get to choose, right? So we'll do that. Um, with the choice you made, what kind of energy is around that? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And then if you had given in, as you're saying, if you had accepted the calls, then what energy would you have experienced with that? So you got 3 and 3 and 1 and then 1 beneath the surface underneath that as well. So I like the bottom of the deck coming in here with the Queen of Pentacles, which is a lot like the Empress energy of nurturing yourself. So you know, I feel that is very supported in, you know, whatever decisions we make is always for us. We're always, it's like there's no wrong, like we said, there's no wrong choice, there's no wasted experience. We're always learning and growing through it. And that's the way they look at it with all that, right? Yeah, vivid dreams, cleansing things out for the new part. Yeah, and also we got, I mean, we've been going through so many things. Aries, full moon, uh, super harvest as well. So it's closer to the earth on Monday, Aries. So big, big fiery energy coming in too. So when you say lately, if it's been like this week, then you're probably already picking. Well, and I know you already pick up on moon energy. Most humans, on average, 3 to 4 days before and after full moons and new moons, will feel the impact. But if you have a strong connection to the moon energy through your chart, um, you'll feel it a week too before and after. You never come down from moon impact because it's like you're impacted by the full moon and then you start to go down then the new moon energy. So we're usually riding the emotional moon waves, right? All right. So let's talk up here about your the choice you made. What kind of energy is around that? Yeah, the 7 of Cups makes sense, a lot of different emotions flowing through you with that choice and them, but you can only control your own. So allowing yourself to feel the different emotions, not pushing any down. It's like understanding um, that feeling of strength and power that you can feel in your heart by, I get to choose a boundary. I get to say no if I want. What? I know, right? It's a good feeling. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. Yep. Stepping into your power, stepping into this energy. Um, you get to, you know, choose where you focus your energy, what expands, and whatever you focus on is what you draw to you, right? So we can focus on our fears, our lack, our need, our want. We draw in stuff that matches that. Or, like you said, gratitude for yourself and for what you are experiencing in your life, you have had in your life. Joy, laughter, that brings in more of that higher vibration too. And the King of Swords. Yeah, mastering your communication. I like that. I normally don't get that with the King of Swords, but the King of Swords rules over air, communication, thinking, but they get a second portion also, all kings do, of swords. So it's the master of that, but I like this, that it's I'm controlling how I'm communicating, who I'm communicating to, and there's empowerment in that. So I like this very, you got queen and king authority energy here. um, it is bringing up emotions like you were mentioning to cleanse and some old emotions that you used to keep down, going, well, no, I can't express my emotions because anger, sadness, um, are not acceptable emotions, only happiness and joy, that which we learn when we're younger. Parents, of course, want a happy, smiling child, but if they're sad and crying, quit your crying, or if we're having a tantrum and angry, you better stop that, right? Yeah, isn't that great? So I like that. And then the bottom underneath, you have the Two of Pentacles. Yep, there's balanced energy coming in here. So I like that, weighing things out in the outside world about what you want and what you don't want, taking time to decide for you, which is good. So that's some uh, pretty cool energies there. Now, of course, you're wanting kind of know, because you know what you're experiencing now. We kind of know what's on the other side of this. What if I didn't? What would have, based on the energy at the time, what would have unfolded? Well, you would have got this lover's energy here, emotional choice energy. Let's see what these other ones are, because I feel like it's not like, oh, you would end up in a relationship. I feel like you would end up really being faced with. I get to choose my emotions that come in with all of that, right? Which we've got, yep, the moon energy. Look at that. So a lot of emotional things, a lot of stuff would come up from deep inside. And you also have, yeah, the Five of Wands. So there would have been some drama, there would have been some energy that would have accelerated there. You would have learned through it, but it would have been more of, it's like learning on the job, you know how that is, where you're like um, in the midst of it, and it's more difficult. It seems to tend to take us longer to learn things when we're in the midst of, getting knocked all around by emotions and energy and distractions of interacting with someone. It is distracting versus standing on a hill, looking down, observing what is going on. We kind of learn in that kind of quietness. So you would be in the middle of a firestorm, and it would have been, you still would have learned about your emotional choices, um, but it's more of learning it the hard way instead of the easier way. Underlying energy around that, yeah, Seven of Swords. Here's the fears popping up, becoming aware of my own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that cheat me out of cheat me out of things that I want in my life, and um, kind of going, oh yeah, I've been down this road before. Okay, you know, I'm learning about my beliefs and patterns that are there coming in. So I like this. I feel like that does feel like you took the path that is um, more bang for the buck than at least in this moment, right? Because I know for me, the lessons I learned were the ones hard learned the hardest, right? The most those that had the most pain and suffering, I'm like, I learned that fast and well. But I feel in this case, it does feel like, you know, you're like, I've been down that road so many times. I don't need to go down the road. I could, it's like like if you're like uh, I've been up and down the road. I can tell you what restaurants are there, what side streets there are, and all the history of that street. I've been down up and down it so much. It's like the back of my hand. I can, you know, I can tell you exactly what's there. I don't need to go down it. I can just um, observe it, even in my own mind. A kind of energy site like that, right? Isn't that great? I love that. Which a cozy cat. Let's give you your fortune cookie for this, and then we'll look at your second one here. So, what else does Spirit want you to know just about this situation or anything in general? This can be for um, anything. I don't feel like it's specific to that situation. But you've got the golden path within, which is the card of the deck. So I like that. Let's take a look here. So the golden path within. Let's see. It's under the or yep, it is. All right. So it seems like you have well, this is interesting. So take this as you will, but it says it seems like you've lost your way, feeling a little confused, unsure of what decision to take. You question what it is you really want from life. Well, this card is here to help you. The right path is not in your mind, it is in your heart. To find your way home, you must travel the golden path within. The following exercise will help you find both direction and purpose. So close your eyes and imagine a warm golden light within your mind's eye, the area between your eyebrows. Now feel the light within your heart also, and imagine the light expand in every direction until you feel yourself cocooned in a bubble of golden light. Relax and breathe in golden light, which now transforms into every color of the rainbow and forms an aura of rainbow light all around you. Now image yourself. I think they meant imagine yourself on a beautiful golden path surrounded by nature, lush trees, flowers, and the sound of birds. Your face is caressed by a warm and gentle breeze. The path stretches to the horizon, at the end of which is a large golden sun. This golden path is your life. The sun symbolizes the light of your soul, which is here to illuminate your path through which you see the way forward. The breeze is your intuition, the voice of spirit forever with you. Through the golden path within, you discover all you need to know. There's no need to figure out in your mind what your heart already knows. Within is the way forward. So practice the golden path exercise each day until looking within becomes second nature. I like that. Affirmations that you can have. I am guided by an inner light. My path is clear and joyous. I go within and discover my true purpose. I go within and discover the whole universe. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful card. All right. So I love that for you. So that's your fortune cookie. And then for your number two question, what's coming for you in the upcoming week? Take a look here. Boom, boom, boom. Will you get the job that you're interviewing for, right? Based on current energies. This is what's coming in here for you. That's there. And then will you get your new car, your Alpha? And then anything else from Spirit? Let's see anything. Excuse me. All right. Look, we got this and this here. And that there. All right. Overall for the week, you do have the Nine of Pentacles. It's a good combo of course, being to yourself kind of a little hermity, but it also is about this sense of independence, and it is a card of um, abundance in the outside world with the pentacle suit. So that's positive. We like that, right? So let's see here. What else do they have here? What does your week look like? You'd have the Four of Wands, which is a card of joy and celebration, maybe a gathering, being invited to a gathering of some sort. Of course, you don't have to go. Being an introvert, the best kind of plans are canceled plans. but but there is this joy, this gathering of joy. It feels like here. So joy, joy, joy energy. You have the Five of Pentacles, which is a card that's normally about our worth, right? It's about becoming aware of any beliefs we have around fear of abandonment, fear of being left behind, not being enough, not having enough. But I like this that in the middle you also have the Four of Cups. So it's like that Five of Pentacles is right in the middle between two solid foundational energies. Fours are like I always kind of look at it as a table with four huge legs, very solid foundation. So there's in the midst of all this solidness at the beginning and ending of the week, in the middle, there's a little bit of awareness of uh, fears of lack and not having enough, right? That are faced, and the number five is really coming in strong because it's a number of transformation that comes in. So it makes sense. We'll see here more about all this because when you're talking about do I get the job, do I get the car, I feel like those things, come up of all right, am I going to have enough? Am I going to, that kind of energy. So we'll see here. I feel like that's what it has to do with. Um, so the job, will you get the job based on current energies? You do have the judgment card, which is being called to something else. It's like our higher self bringing clarity and taking us in a different direction. So, and that this makes sense maybe with that. You don't get that one, but that's because that is an area of like not really in alignment with where your heart wants to take you. Like your other card, not making decisions by the mind, but from the heart, right? And it feels like this might be more of a mind thinking this is the job that I want instead of following the heart. And the heart wants to take you in a different direction. So I don't feel like that unfolds there, but it's for you because you would end up going, ugh, with it once you get there. So, we move over there. And then the new car, yeah, the Ace of Swords. I feel like this is you get clarity around the car here and information. I I don't feel like maybe you get it this week, but you do get to like research it, get more information. And I feel like there's paperwork. I feel things start happening this week. Um, but I don't feel like there is possession of the vehicle this week. But a lot of clarity that comes in, and that makes sense here. Why in the middle, it's like facing some of those feelings of lack and not have energy. And that's the thing is like we can go like we can fall into that, oh, this is happening to me, or as you've been learning, I can focus on trusting that things are unfolding for me, and I'm grateful that I'm divinely guided and protected. So thank you, Creator, for any delays, for any no's are for me. They're not, punishment or I did something wrong. It's okay. So this is unfolding and it's going to bring me, um, a different opportunity when it comes in with this. Like a job that's more in alignment. Maybe you get a deal on the car because it's delayed or things wait until, something happens and it's like, "Oh, okay, well, now it's actually less," or we'll throw in this stuff with it now too. So I like that. You think you're done losing yourself, you're finding yourself these days, learning from old habits. Awesome. And life is a roller coaster. You feel like you're moving into a new cycle. Yeah, right. There's definitely that energy that we've all been going through this year. So you're not alone. Being more sure of yourself, more stable, even if feelings might haunt you a little, right? You think you'll get the car next year. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And you'll find another job, another car. I do feel like you'll get information coming in. So I like that. And then what else does Spirit want you to know? You got the Four of Swords, all these fours. So there is, I mean, you've got the Four of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Four of Swords. So that's all of the energy and heart and mind, the stability that's been coming in here. And so I feel like it's a celebration. Yeah. And here's your death and rebirth energy, just to confirm. I was supposed to read all that stuff before we saw these cards because this is all of that. You've been really reaching, we go through an odd number to get to an even number, and you've gone through a lot to come into a place of stability. And you're entering this has been your rebirth, ending of things, birthing of new things. And then you'll be good at that for a little bit. And then you'll want to grow more. And so you'll have more challenges that you'll want to have come into your life to bring you to the next level, to the sixes, right? And then to the sevens we have to bring us to the eights. It's all a continuous growth here. So I feel like we're never really done like losing ourselves in a way because we had so much that was piled on to us. It's not that we're broken, it's not that we need fixing, we're just burning away that which is not us and we find stuff. It's like we peel off the big stuff And then we realized, oh, here's some more. Let me get some more of this plaster off of me that was I chunked on myself and became this mummy. Now I'm ripping all that stuff off, and now I'm like, oh, there's some dust. Let's get rid of that. And it's like getting rid of the stuff that's not us, right? So I like that. And below the surface of all this, you do have the strength, yeah, the connection with your higher self. You're finding and stepping into your inner strength in heightened ways. Yeah, and the Five of Wands, you're transforming your energy and looking at life differently instead of looking at life as happening to you. And when people are doing things that, it's personal and they're doing it to me, you're realizing that all of these characters that you're involved with on this stage of life, that they're there for your story to help you see what you want to see. And so they're not enemies, but they're all friends, that are showing us and agreed to be mirrors for us, just like we agreed to be mirrors for them. So I like this transformative energy that's coming in here and stepping into your strength, realizing also that you don't have to fix everyone else's drama, that you can just come to the center and focus on you. And I love that. It's kind of like an affirmation or confirmation of what you've been doing. Um, Kind of a little bit of a high five, right, from spirit. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your dual donations. I greatly appreciate that. So hang in there. Sleep well here soon as you're on the other side of the planet. So many blessings. Much love to you, my friend. Boom, boom. Appreciate you as well. All right. So we've got Maria P up next here. So let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let's pull up your questions over yonder. I'm going to take a quick sip here. So cheers, everybody. We got Carmel. Hello, Carmel. Damon Olivier popped in here too. Hey, hello, hello. And Ateshi. Good to see everybody. Welcome. All right. So, Maria, let's take a look here. Wally's thoughts and feelings. Let's give these a shuffle real quick here. There we go. Step into their energy. So, what's going on, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today? Okay. Boom and boom. And then, is your relationship going to be good with you and Wally based on your current energy, your current choices, and theirs, because it involves two of you? We'll see what that is. What's coming towards you guys this weekend? Update on the dark side. Okay. How many times next week will you guys get together? At Wally World? That's from the Family Vacation movie, right? With Chevy Chase. And then, has Jeff thought of you? All right. Got that in there. All right. So, Wally's thoughts and feelings. We do have the Ace of Pentacles. So, I like this fresh start kind of energy here coming in. It is abundant energy. And the 10 of Wands energy here, too. There's this ending and beginning energy with the 10 and the Ace here, but it's a positive energy. Like I said, it feels more like a restart. Let's kind of have a reboot. The 10 of Wands is going from an energy, they want to go from an energy of feeling like a burden to feeling like a harvest. And this Ace of Pentacles, you know, and I feel like this is not their energy because I feel like they feel like your relationship is fine. As far as what they feel they're experiencing, it's like they feel like maybe the relationship is a burden for you and they want to go back to where they feel you're feeling, that it is an abundance instead. Because that 10 of Wands, you can look at this as like, oh gosh, look everything that someone's carrying. Or you can look at it as, wow, look at all they have in the harvest. That's a change of our perspective, right? Again, I can focus on what's not going on, and that feels like a burden. And I'm investing all this energy trying to make things be something instead of gratitude and celebrating what is, right? So I feel like that's where they're at here. And it's kind of a semi continuation of the energy from yesterday where they feel like, they're not giving you, you're not as happy as you used to be. And they feel like you're getting tired of things just kind of not moving fast enough and kind of a little bit, well, disappointed, but it feels more discouraged. That's a word. You're kind of feeling discouraged with the relationship and disappointed because expectations equal disappointment. So there's, I want more time. I want more of this. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. They're feeling that energy of I'm not enough. And then that triggers their fears, as we know, that you're going to abandon them. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, not feeling I can speak my truth. My throat chakra just kind of closed up with phlegm. All right. Is your relationship going to be good? So, based on your current energy and your choices and his choices, you do have the Seven of Cups. There's a lot of emotional confusion going on here between the two of you guys. And you do have the Five of Pentacles. Here's that fear of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, not being enough, not having enough. So you're both experiencing this. You have this emotional conflict, and it's rooted in, like, for you, it's fear of that I'm not enough because they would be doing all these things if, we felt that way, right? Um, and, and on their side, that's that fear of abandonment. If I'm not enough, then, that's um, the fears. And so when you're both in your fear energy, which is lower vibration, that's when you have conflict and that's when things blow up. Like all of us, that's what happens when we're in that lower. When we're in, I have a new kitty shirt, which is usually it's the cat mind that's hissing and has swords and attacking. This one has listening to some new tunes, vibrating, with all of that balance chakras and higher vibration. When we're in gratitude and joy and laughter, we get more of that and life flows easier. That's the easier path instead of the harder path. But the conflict comes up for us. We're mirrors for each other to really see what's going on, and what we can be freed from. So I like that. So let me just double check here. Oh, okay. So I just want to make sure I got a text from my host. So I just want to make sure everything was okay. Sometimes she'll tell me too if the internet has gone down or something. And I'm like, I see that we're going good. So that's good. So, these are, I feel like it's up to you guys. If you continue in the lower vibration, it just continues to suck the life out of the relationship. And then that, right? But if I'm like, what are my fears? Let me look at my beliefs and lack, and um because that's what the conflict is about, is to bring those up so that you both can release those, transform it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter who you're with, it will always keep repeating, because if we don't change those things, then we're going to keep doing what we've always done and end up the way things have always ended in the past, right? So this is happening for you, and we can run from it and going, "Oh, this relationship is just going nowhere." And it's like, but it's giving me time to really look at what's bubbling up within me. I can't control what's going on in their life. Within them, I can only focus on what's coming up here in me, in my heart, my mind, beliefs, and emotions. And then I can work on that and to release that. And then I'm free that can help the relationship. And if it doesn't, then you won't repeat it in your next relationship, which is what the important thing, right? All right, for you. All right, let's see what else. What's coming towards you guys this weekend? You do have the magician. Yep. So there is it's really up to you with the magician because the magician is wherever you focus your energy is what you draw in. So you're not like on an out of control drama train or you're not in the back seat of a taxi being driven through your life. What you experience this weekend is up to you. What they experience this weekend is up to them. But you can only choose your energy. I feel like that's the main important energy there. Updates on the dark side. We have the world card. So there is an ending of a cycle, beginning of new adventure. There is a lot of energy being brought in here where it does feel like they're really focusing on endings there and new beginnings and new adventures. But I do feel because that's the we're at the ending, but it hasn't started with the zero of the full card of the new adventure yet. And I do feel like, we what we had talked about with that energy, they're bringing back up that because they have that fear of being abandoned, they're kind of like making plans, but I'm not taking action yet because they're sensing that you are discouraged and they have this fear. Because I feel like you're probably the most, from their viewpoint anyway, the feelings I'm picking up is you're the most discouraged you've been in your relationship since the beginning. Others were a little brief, oops, but I feel like you are like in this low place in your belief about whether it's going to happen or not. It's choking me up. I'm just kidding. That's evidently I haven't. My pipes are clear now. All right, let's see here. So I do feel here how many times you guys right now, based on energies, is three times. You do have one of the Empress, which is a very nurturing energy, sensuality, birthing, creativity, kind of energy. Um, yeah, and this does feel like a self-care kind of energy where you're I don't want to say you're putting your foot down, but you're really stepping into this is what I want kind of discussion energy that happens. You also have the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, more creativity. 3 of Pentacles. This is about being true to your authentic self. This is what I wanna go do. I feel like you're kinda stepping up, asking for what you want with these 2 here. And then you have the Justice card, this balancing energy, Libra, energy. And one of these, I know, like you said, you're gonna go visit the school next week. There's that creative energy. Maybe you're gonna do a creative project or help create something. So I feel like with a 2 here could also be, maybe you're gonna have 2 times you go to the school, 2 places at least that you're creating something. And then the last one is more of a balanced relationship energy. A lot of talking, here for that 3rd one, having the Ace of Swords there, which is seeking clarity and talking things out. So it feels here, all these 3 energies coming in here feel like it's the first 2 are kind of expressions of things, but things aren't talked about because of there's other people around. But the 3rd one, I feel like you guys have some good conversation where things kind of balance out there. And then Jeffrey, has he thought about you? Yeah, 6 of Wands energy. It's a victory. It is a equal attraction energy here. So, and I do feel Wally picks up on it that you have this distraction energy going on. They do feel like they feel the change of energy that you're not all in for them. You're kind of holding back with them because there's Again, this discouragement, that's when we start to look in the outside world, right? Interesting. Let's see what else they want you to know with your fortune cookie here. Let's see what else we got going on here. So what else for Maria? What else would you like to know right now? What else? There we go. Patience, right? Well, you got rose petals. All right, let's see what we got here. So the path is beginning to clear, and all obstacles will soon vanish. Your time of waiting is over, and you move forward with confidence and renewed clarity. The blocks and challenges you faced in recent months were essential to your ultimate success. Sometimes it's best to wait, and sometimes the universe acts on our behalf. For just as nature has her seasons, we too have our seasons. We must respect life's ebb and flow. There is a time to move and a time to be still. Now is your time. Your dreams come to fruition, and it feels like rose petals fall down from heaven. Enjoy the journey. Your affirmations are: I am one with the natural flow and rhythm of life. All in my life comes to fruition at the most perfect time. I am guided by the power of the universe and the power of all heaven and earth. I now move forward with confidence and ease. I like that. Some good energies there. So that is what they have for you, Maria. Thank you again for your donation. Enjoy that adventure. I know. All right. So many blessings to you. All right, let's see here. So we have here. So Ashvin Ray, thank you for your donation. Let's give you your timestamp here. Boom, boom, boom. And give that a love and a like since it lets me do that for those. And you would like some career guidance and financial guidance. All right, let's take a look here. Cheers. Take a little sip here. All right, let's see what we got here. So, what do they want you to know here? We'll look here at career advice. What is best for Ashvin to know? Okay. So, career, we got that. I do want this up top and these down below. Okay, thank you. And then what about finances? Financial. Hey, Debbie, Debbie. Love and light to you. Financial, right? Okay, I was going to say, was that it? Yeah, but they just want those. Okay, that works there. We do have on the bottom of the deck, you do have the Nine of Pentacles. That's a good energy because that it is an independence. It is kind of doing things on your own energy. Um, can be working from home because it's kind of hermity energy too. But overall, it's a positive. Pentacles being the outside world. Like I said, Nine is hermity energy, but it's more me and spirit. We're doing it ourselves. It's like not a lot of external influences and support. It's all like internal support as you're going through, um, this energy here. Around career, you have one card up top. It's like this is heaven guiding you. Then you have the physical world, and then you have what's underneath the surface. So let's see. What does heaven want you to know? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you do have this um, opportunity, this way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way regarding career. So it just feels like there's like a opportunity of abundance, but it's external abundance, but it feels like internal, feeling like you're not defining yourself by your career, you're expressing who you are through a career. And there's a difference there, right? Because and that's what they want you to know is you don't live to work. You work and have a career so that you could live your dream, you can live your heart to where you feel like you're living and not existing. If we live from our brain and, well, this is what I need to do in order to define myself, that's what the downward spiral is, right? Where we feel unstable and shaky and fearful and driven and exhausted. But when you're realizing I'm doing what I love and I'm expressing who I am, that job doesn't define me, this career doesn't define me. It's a way that I'm expressing who I am, then it's a different energy. Hopefully that makes sense. The two cards of the physical world, you do have the King of Swords. Interesting energy. King of Swords is clarity, a lot of clarity coming in the physical world. It's also a card because it's of the mind, and the king gets all kings get a second portion of swords and air. So they're the master of mind and communication. So I feel like you would really thrive in a world or a job, a career of communicating or teaching. It's a teacher student energy. Can also be if you're wanting to expand and go to take additional schooling, it's very well supported with that energy there too. All right. What else? And the Queen of Cups. Wow, you got opposites here. So the Queen of Cups rules over water with the King of Cups, but all queens get a second portion of cups. So you got the master of the mind and the master of emotion. So there is this combination here. I feel like you would be a great counselor because that's helping people understand their emotions, or you could be a professor that helps teach psychology. That kind of field of the marrying together of understanding deep emotions and subconscious and the mind. There's that teaching energy along with compassionate and empathic abilities, or being a spiritual teacher that teaches people about how to master the empathic abilities. Do you see the kind of taste that comes in there? It's a marrying together of the mind and the heart, but the extremities of them coming together. So I like that for you. Below the surface, you've got the Two of Swords. Yeah, the battle between the head and the heart. So, there is this energy of, excuse me, of the mind is like, well, this is what you should do, supposed to do, need to, out of fear, right? At all the opinion we've gotten in our life, versus the heart that's going, I want to go do this way, right? So there is a battle going on. And of course, what brings us the most filling and fullness of life is following our heart. Our mind, it feels like we're just checking off things, all these expectations, just trying to get up to zero, whereas the heart has no expectations. Everything we do from the heart is abundance. It feels like abundance because the heart doesn't have those expectations that the mind does. It doesn't have that influence of all this opinion of supposed to be's, right? The high heart anyway, which is what is in battle here. You also have the Eight of Cups, yeah, ready to walk away from relationships and emotions that don't serve anymore. So you are ready to move beyond and maybe leave some old dreams behind that don't match up with your heart, right? So sorry. I think the frog, okay, there it goes. It was like, how it's like there and it wants to go, but it won't. Now it's like, and there you go. It's letting go of that which doesn't serve anymore, that which was keeping me from living my truth and speaking my truth, that there's this realization, okay, it's time for me to follow the dream of my heart. And when we're doing that, nothing will stop us. We might keep a current position, a current jobs, whatever to fund it, but we can also take steps towards following our heartstream. So I feel like that's what they have for that. Finances, we do have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, the balancing of the head and the heart is what will bring this in here. Underneath the surface of that, yeah, you do have the Five of Pentacles, which is a transformation of finances, but it also is becoming aware of my own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets in lack, that I fear of not having enough, not being enough, kind of energy. And so when we have this the dream of the mind is, in order to be successful, you need to have this and this and this and this and this. That's lack energy when we're focused in on expectations, because we end up focusing on what's not happening instead of gratitude in this moment for what is. And so there's this change here, and it's realizing these thoughts of the mind and balancing it with our high heart, and realizing, yeah, there is some belief that I define myself by my job and finances. When I free myself from that and I come into gratitude, knowing I have everything I need in this moment, I've always have, or I'd be dead right now, not watching this podcast live from the other side. But it's like, this isn't a podcast, this is a live stream anyway. But there's like this awareness of coming back to the moment, very important. And your last card under here, yeah, the Nine of Cups. It's returning to your own heart with the nine, that hermit journey that we had with the Nine of Pentacles in the beginning. The Nine of Cups is realizing that you are enough, that you don't have to become anything else than you are right now. There's this energy of, realizing all of this beliefs about more, needing to become is a human comparison kind of energy. And that as you realize that you are a perfect mountain already, you're just down here exploring who you are to understand yourself more. Then kind of release all that um, tie to defining ourselves by finances and job and relationships and our bodies and all those things we're taught to define our worth by in the outside world, that it's not. So I feel like there's a change, and there's this uneasiness and conflicting energy that's going on right now with career and finances for you, because it's bringing up these beliefs so that you can be free from them, right? Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in around all of this as well. So what about career and finances? What else? Yeah, I am truth. Interesting. Let's see what this is here. I am truth. Wow, and all this energy about not living your truth, not speaking your truth. It says, your reluctance to speak your truth is causing you and others more harm than good. So do not be afraid of expressing how you really feel. This card has shown up in your reading today to encourage you to express yourself clearly. Making your feelings and opinions known will take courage, but it is a necessary step, essential to your well being and evolution. Making your feelings known will free you from this burden. It will feel like a heavy weight has been lifted from your shoulders. Know that the truth, when spoken honestly and lovingly, will not hurt anyone. Yes, there may initially be some hurt feelings and even a little disappointment or anger, but this will soon dissolve and be replaced with respect instead. Honesty and clear communication is best for all concerned, and the truth will set you free. Your affirmations for this card: my heart is my truth. There you go. Not but I express myself clearly always and move through life with ease and harmony. There's that balancing between the head and the heart instead of being in conflict. It's like, and what that means for me, with what Spirit is saying, um, when I'm living and I'm, by all this opinion of what I've been told I'm supposed to be and I'm supposed to live and blah blah blah, that opinion. When I'm, going from that, it suppresses the heart and goes, "Shh, shh, shh, no heart, you can't speak up. We're following me. I'm the leader. Shush." When we allow our heart to have a seat at the table, then our mind is like, "Oh, I'm not the one leading. Nope, this is a co-op. We're both gonna, I'm gonna hear from both of you, us being the mediator, right?" But our mind and our heart going, "What do you want, high heart? What do you want, mind of the human?" And when the heart goes, "This is what I want," the mind goes, "That sounds pretty cool. You know what? Rather than me suppressing you, I'm going to support you instead." And then that's where the harmony comes in, because when we're fearing and we're in fear about, I have to do this defines me, this is what I need to do. That's where the conflict comes in, because the heart goes, "No, there's no judgment. This is what I want to do. Follow me. I know the way." Then the mind will support the heart instead of resisting or trying to suppress it. So I love that. Hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, Ashvin. So thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. So many blessings. Hey, Melanie. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you as well. All right. I think that's it for my donations right now. So let me grab the free readings and we'll start in on those here momentarily. Let me just grab those here. So let's see, there's day, we've got that one. Moonlight, Limpy A. Here's a Teshies. Let's grab a Teshies. Throw that down here. And Livy A. Vargara, we have yours. All right. I think that's all the ones that I have right now. All right. Let me just get these prepared here, and then we will dive in here. Sorry for the noise there. Loud keyboard. All right. Let me clear my throat. Let's take a sip. So cheers, everybody. All right, let's take a look here. So we've got here, so Starfall, we'll grab your timestamp. And you're up first here. Boom, boom, boom. Anyone want to know what are Celine's feelings for you? All right, let's take a look here. What are Celine's current feelings for you? Of course, those are influenced by their feelings for themselves, right? It's always good to remember when we're asking, what do people think about me? What are they feeling about me? That they're feeling and seeing and experiencing through their own glasses, right? Of their own experiences. And we don't see things clearly. We don't see the world as it is. We don't see people as who they really are. We see everything about how we are, right? So just realize that, a preemptive uh, information there. So, what are their feelings for you? We do have the Hanged Man. They are evolving. They're kind of trying to see things from a different perspective here. What's the other card here, too? And the Four of Pentacles. Um, I do feel here the Four of Pentacles is about when we define ourselves by the outside world, either by relationship situations or things that we feel unstable because we're not sure. Um, Relationships, especially with people, with humans, they're temporary because people change, people walk away, people pass away. And I feel like they have that instability regarding relationships just in general because excuse me, they've had a lot of experiences where people have passed away, walked away, and changed. And so they're kind of waiting. There's like this, I'm just going to kind of see how things unfold because I feel like they're tentative. It's almost like a, so sorry. It'll all clear up here in a minute. um, it's like a butterfly sticking a leg out of the cocoon, going, "What's going on out there?" Oops, and they take their leg back. It's oh too cold out there yet. It's not warm enough to get out of this cocoon. It's like they keep testing the waters, but they don't feel safe enough yet to move forward and express themselves, to let their wings out for everyone to see because they've witnessed and experienced people, messing with their wings kind of like in the past, if that makes sense. So, and there's interesting energy here. They're kind of in this cocooning, working through some of their insecurities around relationships too. But I just feel like there's this wanting, because that hangman wants to see things from a higher perspective for a little bit before they feel safe to expose their heart, uh, is what I'm feeling. So there is emotion there. Otherwise, they wouldn't be carrying. But they're definitely testing waters just to see, what's going on and how, and not like they're not testing you, but they are like um, opening up enough and just seeing how you're reacting and then kind of reflecting. And they open up a little bit more. It's like a little bunny rabbit that's gaining its courage, getting closer and closer to you, but it scampers off and then it comes back and then it gets closer and then it scampers off. You move too suddenly, right? But so that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up right now, Starfall. So hopefully that makes sense. Right. So many blessings to you. Yeah, absolutely, Melanie. Um, and of course, you never have to ask. I appreciate people asking, but just put your question out there, and I'll add you to the list for the free readings. So um, yeah, you can just ask for a general reading, or you can put that in. Your question. Okay, very good. There it is. Blah 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 blah. Blah. You're already there. All right, and then innocent. After a reading regarding your non-existent relationship with your dad, it helped you emotionally and spiritually. For the longest time, I was blaming yourself and parents breakup. But you forgave you. Oh, I love that for you. I'm so grateful. You are very welcome. I'm so grateful for Spirit's messages for us. Uh, I'm glad it helped. So many blessings to you. Freedom. All right, I got yours in there. So, Melanie. All right, very good. All righty. So we'll continue on here. Andrea 54 Hector. You are up next here. Let's grab your time stamp. Boom, boom. Anyone want to know what's in store for your Leo boyfriend, Carlos, and you for the rest of the month? You're in Aries. Well, you're going to enjoy this full moon coming up here on Monday. It's in Aries. It's a super moon. It's a harvest moon. It's the first full moon uh, since we've gone into the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere. So enjoy. All right. He's been distant with you lately. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got a little bit of ending and beginning energy that's coming in here with the Tower card and the Magician card here, though, too. You know, but I'm not getting like this is something that the Tower card is what happens in our life always happens for us, right? If someone is removed out of our life, it does create space for us and something that's more in alignment with who we are and what we're wanting in life, something that matches our energy more. Um, and um, but sometimes we choose to remove something out of our life or not. And so they're not saying this is what you should do. There's no shoulds or supposed to. They're just bringing in this energy. The magician card is you're in a place of you choosing where you invest your energy is what's going to take you in these directions. And I do feel like you would end up being the one that would make the tower moment happen, not the other way around. I feel like if you felt this is over, you would be like, bye. That's the Aries energy, right? You're the action person. And Leo leads, but they're more, especially in their lower expression, are more look at me, everything's for me, what's going on with me. They're um, they would more so do I want everything you're giving me, plus I deserve everything else in the world. That's lower expression of Leo. Higher expression of Leo is leading with power and by example. It's a strong energy. So every sign has lower expression, higher expression, low energy, high energy. Just like Aries can be low expression, can be reactive, and but at higher vibration, they have courage and able to start things that other people would be afraid to do, or end things when other people, because every ending is a new beginning. Every new beginning comes from an ending energy as well. Um, so all of that is information. It's not them saying what you should or shouldn't do because there is none. There's just different choices with different experiences and different outcomes. But when we're asking what's in store here, this magician energy is that whatever you focus on is what you draw in. I don't feel like there's faded energy here with this Leo. Like I don't feel like you have in this lifetime. I don't feel like you chose to have a faded partner. I feel like because they'll show me like a map of your life from a high level and go, if you go these directions, you end up with this person. If you go this direction, you end up with this person. If you go this direction, you end up with this person. If you go this direction, you end up with that one. There's not like one person that some way, somehow you'll end up with them. Sometimes we do choose that in lifetimes. We have a fated relationship that no matter what you do and what path you take, you're going to end up with them just sooner or later. But this doesn't, this energy I'm feeling in this is that you wanted this lifetime to be full of possibilities. So it's like if you focus your energy on what I love about my boyfriend, the connection that I'm grateful for what connection we do have now and what I have had. I really loved that. I really love that about them. I love this about us. I love this about the relationship. I love that, I'm grateful for this is what it brings me. I'm grateful for what I feel I bring into the relation. When we're focusing on that higher vibration, we draw more of that and it grows. But humanity, we were taught growing up focusing in on expectations, what we have been told a relationship should be, how they're supposed to act, who they're supposed to be, how the relationship is supposed to unfold, what it's supposed to bring me, what I'm supposed to be in the relationship. And it feels exhausting, right? And it is. It exhausts a relationship. It exhausts a dream. It exhausts a job whenever we're focusing on expectations because we end up not focusing on what's happening in the relationship that we enjoy. Kind of start off all these expectations. We're behind. We're always trying to invest all this energy just to get up to zero, just to match expectations. When we have no expectations and we're focusing on gratitude, we live in abundance. When we have all these expectations and we're here, we live in lack. And the more we focus on expectations, again, like I said, we end up focusing not on what is being done. We're like, is that being done? Yeah. Is that being done? Yeah. Is that being done? No. Circle that. We're going to focus in on that, the not happening. And they doing that? Yeah. Are they doing that? No. Are they doing that? No. What we end up doing is all that focusing on what's not happening, we get more of not happening. Our energy grows whatever we focus on, right? So if I focus on need and want and lack, then I get more need and more want and more lack or fear. If I'm fearing something, I get more fear. If I focus on what I do have, what I'm grateful for, then that changes. The energy changes. And so basically all of that to say it's up to you. So hopefully that helps, Andrea. You're like, not really, but, it does show that we're not on a path of like, well, if we're on autopilot, if I'm not consciously choosing my energy, we default to what we've grown up with, that subconscious opinions and focusing on expectations and lack. But being conscious, putting an alarm on my phone at every waking hour about gratitude brings me out of the focusing on what's not going on to, yeah, let me focus on something I love. And even sharing with them things I love about them and I appreciate about them. Who wouldn't want to be in a relationship? That draws things closer. But if we feel like we're failing, we're not doing things, then our energy ends up pushing people away. So you're the one in control of your experience. They're the one in control of their experience. So all you can do is not, take all that energy we're investing in trying to control, trying to make sure they're choosing the right stories with their mental choices, their emotional choices, their energy, their physical actions. Can't control any of that. Come back to what you can control: your story, your emotional choices each moment, where you're investing your energy, your physical actions. Because it feels like it can go, a variety of different ways, but it all depends on your energetic choices, because life isn't full of all this fate. It's all about possibilities and our moment to moment choices. So you're in control of your experience. So hopefully that helps a little bit there. So many blessings to you, Andrea. All right. You're very welcome, Starfall. Hey, Happy Pill. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Let's grab you. I'll put you on the list here. Okay. All right. Taking a little sip here and we'll continue down the free readings. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thanks for all the thumbs up too. It does help spread the Zen love and you're part of the giant love tsunami. So I'm so grateful for those of you that do that. All right. Let's shuffle up here. And we are to Ashish. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom. So, any important messages from your future self? Ooh, how fun. Let's take a look here. Based on your current energies, the future self that's on the trajectory that you're on, because it's constantly changing, right? Like all these paths we can take. Our future self is different, based on our different choices, right? So, based on your current trajectory, and they're usually not extremely different, but they can be. Let's see here. From your higher self, you've got the Fool card and the Two of Swords. Yeah, you have here an important decision coming up here. And I like this for you because the Two of Swords can be like a choice of direction. You're going to be at a crossroads. And the Fool card coming in here uh, is about a brand new adventure full of possibilities. But it also is, because it's the first card in the major arcana, it follows the World card, which is letting go of um, old ways of thinking, um, these restrictions. Think of it as like a child before we have everyone telling us, no, that's stupid. And through praise and punishment, manipulating and conditioning us, right? Brainwashing us. Before that, a child looks at the world and goes, oh my God, anything's possible until we're told, no, that's not possible. And then we believe them. It's not possible, which is a lie. And I feel like you're coming up on a decision point and you can either continue to do what you've always done and kind of keep those same patterns of restriction, or take a chance and go, you know what? Anything is possible. What's holding me back? And I feel like you are coming up on a decision point, and your future self is going, there's this great opportunity um, that they see it. And it's funny because they're showing me as the higher or the future self, not the higher self, but the future self. I see you headed this way, and this is me. But I'm like, there's this great opportunity to have a completely different, abundant, fulfilling life if you take this other path, because they see this other future self off to the right, and they're like, it just takes a little bit of that takes you in a whole different trajectory. And I love this. They're just like, so it's like their advice is, you have some great things. Just don't let old mindsets, old things that other people said, opinion, don't let it stop you or limit you, because you have some great opportunities if you take the off ramp and go a different direction. So, and I feel like they're saying, of course, with the Two of Swords too, it's close your eyes, get out of your head, and follow your heart. Your heart will take you going, oh, wow, this is exciting. The mind will go, oh, no, 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 don't go off course. Whatever you do, don't go off the path, because who knows what's out there. And like, well, your future self knows. And they're like, get off the path. So I like that for you, Ashish. So hopefully that helps. That is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. How fun. I never had that happen before. So fun experiences. Oh, thank you, Melanie. I got that radio voice, right? When I worked in a call center, when I talked to the public, I had a lot of people say, "Oh my God, you should do radio, or you should, you sound like the one that does movie trailers, um, back in the pace of time." you know. So thank you, I appreciate that. All right, let's shuffle these up. We'll continue on here with the free reading. So, content, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. As I say, if I could blush, if I still blushed, I would blush right now. No more blushing. All right, let's take a look here. So, a general reading, content. Let's see, what does Spirit have here for you? Thank you. Boom, boom. You got the Death card and the Queen of Swords. Nothing to be scared of. Beautiful cards, by the way. I love these. This is the Purple Rose Tarot. If I didn't share with that earlier, I don't think I did. Just for the sake of, this is what the box looks like. Purple Rose Tarot. But there is this change, because it's the Death card is an ending and beginning, a rebirth energy. The Queen of Swords, she rolls over the sword suit with the king, but all queens are given a second portion of cups behind the scenes, which is this balance, this getting out of your head and into your heart energy, this balancing of, I almost feel like it's a change of the way you normally would do things, right? It's like you might kind of get into overthinking mode, which I get it. I'm a Aquarius sun, Capricorn rising too, which even though they're earth signs, big overthinkers and thinking energy, right? So I got a ton of water that helps balance that out in my chart, my birth chart. But I know It's my CEO and how I see the world through overthinking, air signy and all that energy. So I know we can so get caught into our supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and this and what if and that and da 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 da. Da. There's this wonderful shaking that's going on, which is kind of like they're going, just let's close your eyes for a moment. Let's activate the heart, get their opinion, and then open your eyes and bring in. It's like bringing both to the what is it called when you have a peace treaty? Bring a peace treaty uh, to the to this table so that you can see two different sides of things. So this inner conflict you've been feeling, or if you feel like you haven't been able to be heard or to express yourself, it's because your mind out of fear because of growing up, no, 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 no. You don't know what you're talking about, or you can't do that. Do what we are telling you, this opinion, strong, strong opinions that have kind of caged your heart. You're realizing there's no door in it, or the door that's there's always been ajar. It doesn't even have a lock on it. That your heart can leave that containment. We just didn't realize the door was behind us all this time. So there's this kind of freedom, this rebirth, this I can be set free, you know. Um, it's like you're not in jail with a death penalty. You were just it's almost like, if you ever see, like, I don't know, it reminded me of this, I think I saw a poker tournament once where when something happened, if someone called someone's bluff, that they had to go into a cage for 5 minutes. It's like, that's all it was. It was a game. You went into the cage isn't even real, it's not a real jail. It was just all for show and for the experience, but you can leave it at any time. So the only thing that's holding you back is your own belief. No one can stop you, only you. So I like this freedom feeling that's coming in here for you right now. I feel like that's what they have for you. So many blessings, content. Hopefully that helps a little bit. So many blessings. Okay, I think I just had a donation come in here. There we did. All right. So we will step away from free readings for a moment here. I will return as soon as we finish up this donation, if any others come in the meantime as well. All right. So, Maria P., thank you for your additional donation. Let's grab that here. Here's both your timestamps. And of course, you have your free reading, which we have not gotten to yet either. So, we'll get to that as well. So, thank you for the additional donation. And we'll take a look here. Shuffle these up. So, today is the homecoming for his son. Oh my gosh. I know she will be there. Walter said, I have to go to the homecoming. Crap. Anything you need to know? Yeah. I like that. Anything you need to know. I like that. Anything you should worry about? Well, there's never any shoulds. You can worry if you would like. But we'll change that because from spirit, they're like, yeah, we come down here. It's like going to a haunted house, right? During Halloween. Should I be scared? Well, we come down here to experience being scared, but it's also a fun experience. That's why we chose to go to the haunted house. Um, so, you can worry if you want to, and grow through that. But we'll see, is there anything um let's rephrase this because they're showing me here. Are any of your fears, is there any oomph, any meat to your fears in this situation? Like, I fear that they're gonna reconnect and that he's gonna fall in love with her suddenly, fall back in love with her, with, the baby mama. Um which not really a baby anymore, but that's what we'll call her. Is there any meat to your fears, right? It's like you don't have to worry about it and fear it because it doesn't define you. If anything happens, you're like, bye, but what you're wanting to know is there um, anything to my fears? Okay, that's what we'll ask. All right, thank you. And then when you tell Wally that you love him, his thoughts. Okay, got that one. And then he got my kiddos an art gift, his thoughts. All right. Oh, artiste. Well, there's all that creativity, creative gifts, right? All right, let's take a look here. So, um, anything you need to know about the homecoming here? We got the Ace of Pentacles and we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So, the Nine of Pentacles is that hermit, be alone energy. They're there just for their son with that energy. Um, that alone, it's like I'm there, but I'm going as myself. I'm not going as a couple energy. But um I feel like for the sake of their son, they just want to get along, you know. Um there. Any meat to your fears here? We have the Empress energy here, along with the Seven of Swords, which is betrayal, thievery, um, conflict, right? Oh, that's your fear is the betrayal, right? And the Emperor. So you have the Emperor and the Empress, energy. And I love this that it comes through here because this is your fear that they're going to betray you, right? But there's this betrayal right here in the middle between all of this. So this conflict, this communication conflict is like right here in the middle. So this is separating them here, which is telling me on one hand that this is your fear is that you're going to be betrayed, right? That's the ultimate fear is are they going to go back to them? Are things going to be sparked? And I like this that no one can steal anything from you. Um, and um, they're reminding me of this. Was from some sort of hookup show where, they have like all these women and there's one guy, right? And or there were several guys, and it's all about couples finding each other, and like they're all in a giant house or something. And it was funny because it's like they were interviewing the women and they're like, evidently one woman, um, the guy ended up going with them instead of with her. And they were interviewing her and going, well, how do you feel about that she stole your man? And she was like, she didn't steal my man. She stole my problem. Thank you. And I love that. That's the energy that we can look at things. We have a mentality if someone ends up choosing someone else, we're like, "Oh, that means I was betrayed and it means I'm not good enough and this and that and everything else," right? Which that's what we're taught through stories and um popular opinion and everything. When you realize I love that, everyone was like, "Oh my god, we gotta make a t-shirt out of that. You didn't steal my man, you stole my problem. Thank you. Now I'm free. Now is your problem, not mine." And I like that, when we sit in our strength of who we are, we realize I'm not defined by someone else's actions or non-actions, their words or their silence. And if it happens, thank you for showing me that because that's my problem that you took off my hands. That's our fear. That's our this awareness that's coming up. And it's going to keep coming up because if you don't deal with it in this relationship with Wally and you end up out of mistrust and out of that fear, because of course what we focus on is what we draw to us too. If I focus on, I fear someone's going to cheat on me, someone's going to cheat on me, someone's going to cheat on me. What are we inviting into our lives? Oh, I want someone who cheats on me, right? Instead of going, you know what? People don't define me. I define me. And if someone does something like that, they're telling me about them, not about me. And that's good information. Thank you. I feel like I deserve someone who's faithful to me, equal to how I'm faithful to them, right? Um, and so I feel like there's this freedom that comes through this experience for you, but I don't feel there's meat there, but I feel like it's coming up for you to look at it. So it's important energy there. Wow, that went deep. All right. When you tell Wally you love him, his thoughts, we've got the Five of Cups. It does change his energy from lower vibration to higher vibration. They love hearing that. Don't feel like they've been told that enough in their life, and so when you tell them that, they emotionally, it changes their energy. They're like, well, it just resonates within them, and so of course it uh, alters their emotional state. Um, so that's what they want you to know with that. And then with the art gift, his thoughts on that. You've got the Six of Wands, the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. He likes that equal giving and receiving energy and the victory, the wands, the flow. So they feel, um, it makes them feel good to give. And especially to someone who gives so much. You give and give and give to them. That they like this equal giving and receiving, not being in a codependent relationships where someone can only give to them and they can't give back to them kind of energy. Um, because if we're an overgiver, it freaks us out to allow someone else to give to us. So um, I like that feeling. It feels like a victory. It feels flowing, and they like that. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. Thank you again for your additional donation. I greatly appreciate that. And of course, we'll circle back around for your free reading here momentarily. I think there's a few more to go here. All right. So that's it for donations. We're going to go back into free readings here. Let me just shuffle these up, prepare the deck, and let's take another sip. So cheers, everybody. Thank you for being here. Again, thank you for all the thumbs up. It does help send out that love to the world. More people see the channel. And if you haven't checked out my new podcast, the link is in the description box of the video. And I am putting out a bunch of reminders on my social media, on both my Facebook and Instagram. And on Thread, I'm on Threads too now. I didn't do that this morning though, because it's new. I keep forgetting. But it's a little reminders of what's in the podcast, a little blurb, and then a link that takes you to the podcast too. So if you want to check that out, that's all free. All right. So up next we have Johanna. Look at you at 144.04. Look at all these fours. So whoops. Try that again. There we go. Hello, hello. So reading on today's modeling. You just came back from your stuff. So a roller coaster day of modeling. So a reading. What would they like you to know? Literally just stepped in here. Perfect, right? Perfect timing. Literally. So we got that and we've got this. So what do they want you to know about your roller coaster fun day today? You got the Two of Wands. Wonderful energy, power of energetic choice, and the Magician. Wow. Look at all this energy of choosing and drawing things in here, because the Magician, of course, has a great message that you have everything you need inside of you. Nothing in the outside world changes who you are, changes your worth or your capabilities. You have everything you need inside of you. End of the magician card, as well as the two of wands, is whatever you focus on is what you draw towards you. So I love this. I feel like you were very conscious today of where you were investing your energy and how. And it felt like I'm they're showing me Cinderella at the dance. Excuse me. My goodness. And expressing yourself. I got all this stuff going on today. Goes away and it comes back, but it's that throat chakra. I was able to express myself, and I felt like I was expressing myself. And but with the Cinderella energy, it's like I know this is within me and that I am royalty and I deserve to be here. But at the same time, I was also battling with myself, going, um, people are going to find out that I don't belong here. And it's like that battle going on in between. That's that two of wands going back and forth too. So I feel like you were just like, oh my God. And then there was like, oh my gosh. And then, no, no, no. And then, oh my gosh. So there was like this blossoming and closing. It's like there's a flower that when the sun is out, it opens up. When it gets cloudy, it closes when the sun comes out. And it can do that throughout the day. And that's what they're showing me is you were blossoming and then you would shrink. Then you would blossom and then you would shrink. And then a thing with your mother. Fun. But I like this. I feel like upon reflection, you'll see how much your energy was drawing things towards you. Like when you were shrinking, then it would draw low vibration. And then you would be like, no. And then it's almost like you burned away the clouds with your bright Leo sun energy, right? Because you're ruled by the sun. And you would burn away the clouds and then you would shine and then clouds would roll in because it's almost like you would get distracted from your power and then the clouds would come in and then you'd feel yourself and you're like, oh, no, 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 no. It just feels like this kind of energy going back and forth with that. So it was a great experience. One piece of this is that you drew this experience towards you through gratitude and through everything you've been focusing your energy on. And then you also learn through the experience about your power of your energy too. So definitely, interesting, like you said, interesting, right? On many levels. So I like that for you, and I feel like that's what they have for you right now. Yup. So have fun modeling day. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. Enjoy your rest. You're probably ready for a nap now. All right. Up next, we got Day with the Jewelry. You're at 148.48. You are very welcome. Time for a nap. All right, Day with the Jewelry. Whatever you need to know. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay, get this and this. You've got the King of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. All right. There is this, with the new information coming in, you are headed off in a different direction. That will be more beneficial for you here. So I feel like they're letting you know that you're getting clarity and awareness, but I feel like it's information, but it brings you that clarity. And you're like, I was headed this way, but with this new information, I really want to go this way. But, I kind of committed that I was going to go this way to myself mainly. That, all right, this is what I'm going to do. So I don't want to like appear to be fickle and inconsistent or that I change my mind all the time. It's like in this situation, following your heart, following that nudge, that drawing to go in off this route to go this route is beneficial for you. So I feel like follow that. Don't talk yourself out of it because of fear or what people will think or whatever, because it is more beneficial for you. And if anyone says anything, they're going to end up eating their words because y- they're going to like, why did you do that? That's not going to help. That's not going to blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, boom. It's like this great benefit. And they're like, well, okay. All right. You were right. So I like that for you. And I feel like that's what you need to know right now. Don't doubt the draw and your intuition with that. All right, so that's what they have. So many blessings to you. And then Ateshi Singh, you are up. Let's grab yours here. Look at all these ones and fives. 150, 105. So what's happening for you the first half of the month externally? I know we're almost like um, through the first week of October. We're on the 4th. My goodness. So for the first half, what's happening externally? I think they went that one and then they went this. What's going on? Based on your current energy, you do have the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. I normally don't get a lot that these are people energies, but you are getting people's energy coming in here. The King of Cups is an energy of, it's like someone who's very compatible. It's just like you guys just mesh really well. Don't necessarily feel like this is romantic, because the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very nurturing, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture kind of energy that comes in here too. And I feel like you have these two individuals that very supportive energy coming in, both a divine masculine, divine feminine energy coming in. And so I like this. The King of Cups energy, this masculine energy, it does feel like, wow, they get me, we mesh, we see each other, see things from like the kind of the same perspectives. It's just like, wow, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't feel like that. It just feels supportive, like they care, they want to support. There's this nurturing, they want to gift you something. That's that kind of energy that comes in. Someone who feels like a partner in crime, and then someone that just feels like they want to help, but doesn't want anything back in return, kind of energy. And I like this for you. I feel like there is these two people are important, because I feel like the King of Cups is someone that will be with you for a while, just because there's this strong bond, possibly some past life connections where you just feel comfortable right away with them. And that Queen of Pentacles is someone, they're more behind the scenes in the background that comes in and out of your life from time to time. Whereas the King of Cups energy feels like someone that's always there, more like brother, best friend kind of energy, not doesn't feel like romantical. It just feels like, kind of energy where it could like be a cousin, or it could be someone where like, yeah, there's no romance here, but what a great bond that's there. So hopefully that makes sense, but very supportive energy coming in for you in these first couple weeks. All right. So that's what they have for you, Ateshi. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Livier Bagara, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom, boom. And you want to ask upcoming week, what's coming by? All right, let's take a look here. What would Spirit like you to know? What is coming your way this next week? Okay, we've got that. Anything else? And this one here. All right. Yeah, We have the Hanged Man here, which, is a cocooning kind of energy, but with the 7 of Wands energy is this energy of like shining bright, standing out, not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, not defending your actions. Um, and this hangman is about seeing yourself differently, seeing life differently, because you're up in the tree hanging upside down, looking at things from a different perspective. I like this because I feel like about um, how important it is to be true to your authentic self and not try to be what everyone else thinks you're supposed to be, and all that opinion of should and expectations of must be, needs to be, has to be, blah blah blah. That here this week it feels like you're turned upside down and it drops into your heart. It's like, oh, because there's like we know, and then there's like that we know. So something clicks this week where it's like, wow, it just gives you a different perspective of the world, because there's a difference when it drops from our head into our heart. It's like we can have knowledge, but then it becomes wisdom. It becomes part of our kind of um, motto of our life kind of energy. So if it's something we know, it's becomes something we are. I like that for you because I feel like something just kind of just aligns just perfectly. Maybe it's that Aries super moon harvest full moon that we have on Monday. It just action comes in and it just floods you enough where you're like, I'm going to do what I want to do, not what everyone else is telling me I should do. I know that I didn't have to that, but now I'm like applying it in huge ways. So I like this for you. It just feels like something clicks this week. So I like that for you, Olivier. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And we have Maria P for your free reading. Thank you for your donations earlier. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. And you're like a general for you. All right. What does Spirit want you to know about you? I like that. Not about other people. This is all about you. What does Spirit want you to know, right? All right. Let me shuffle these up here. They just feel a little drained. I'm going to reactivate them here. Let's just shuffle these up. One more. All right. So what do we want for Maria to know? Okay, there we go. Boom, boom. All right. You got the 9 of Cups and the Page of Wands. This is great energy. The 9 of Cups is like dream come true energy. And the Page of Wands is all about you holding on to your power here. It's a great energy because it's a great reminder, right? That your dream come true isn't brought to you from others. It is drawn to you because of your energy. And I like this. And there is this, the Page of Wands is like moving to a new level and understanding that my dream is mine. Everyone has their own dream, and my dream come true doesn't have to be everyone else's or that person's dream come true. My dream is mine, not, and it doesn't have to be fulfilled from anyone else. I get to draw it in. I get to decide. This 9 energy of the Hermit, Cups energy. It's like the dream that I want is in here. It can't be fulfilled on the outside anyway. My dream come true is me. I am my dream come true, and only I can find that in me. Everything else is above and beyond extra and just props for me and for my journey to come back to what my true dream come true is, which is finding the love of my life, which is us, ourselves. I am the love of my life. You are the love of your life. Wally's the love of his life. Dragon Lady is the love of her life. Your children, each of them, they're the loves of their life. We just are on a journey to discover that, and that's the journey that we're on. So I feel like there is this realization that, yeah, no matter who is the character in the outside world, they can't bring me what I'm looking for because that is in here. So I love that for you. All right, Maria. So that's a kind of a short, to the point, and direct message, but that's what they have. So many blessings. Thank you again. All right, Melanie, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Thank you for your kind words earlier. Just check something. Okay. And your question is the direction I began to go in yesterday regarding what I'm building the right move? What we can look at here, because from spirit's standpoint, they don't look at right, wrong, good, worse, better, best, whatever energy. They just look at all different choices as different experiences and different outcomes. It's all an adventure. Um, as you might have heard me talk about it earlier, how it's like playing on the playground. Which is the best thing to play on? What do you want? What do you feel like experiencing? Do you want to go whoosh down a slide, or back and forth on a swing, or in circles on a merry-go-round, or up and down on the seesaw? What do you want to experience? You get to choose. Or ice cream. What taste are you in the mood for? You know, sweet, sour, chocolate, or vanilla, or strawberry, or mint, or rocky road, or blah 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 blah. There's no wrong choices, right? So I like that awareness just coming in with the question. Anytime we ask a question of what am I supposed to do, or what's right? Am I in the right path? There is no wrong path. There is no wrong choice. And there's no right path and no right choice. There's just different choices. So it sets us free from this human right, wrong judgment energy, and allows us just to enjoy where we're going in the moment, and we can alter course. What we can ask is, with where I'm headed, what energy comes with that? And then we can see, is there a different choice I would like to make? So, based on your current path, we'll go here, right? Okay. Yeah, we can ask, is the turn that you made, is that going to take you to where you think it's supposed to take you, right? All right, we can ask that definitely. I like your rephrasing. So, is this choice going to take you to your planned destination in the timing that you're wanting it to? We'll find out here. Let's take a look here. Okay, got that one and this one. Yeah, I figured maybe not in the timing that you think it's going to take you, though, because you got the Temperance card and the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is yes, it'll take you to your planned destination. You'll, reach that point in the outside world that you're wanting. But the Temperance is, it's alchemy. It takes time to get there. So, it is an energy here of, yeah, it'll get you there. Just you're going to experience patience along the way, going there. Um, are there other ways you could go that would get you to that destination faster? I feel like yes, like there's some other paths. You're not taking the scenic route. There's like the scenic route that would take a lot longer. And there's one that would take you there faster because there's like a direct route on a freeway. But there's this other winding little road, and that you have it right here. Yeah, right. Yeah, so there is that, it will get there in time, in the perfect timing always. But I don't feel like there's no faded time for you to arrive at this. So it's more of, if you take this route, it takes a certain amount of time. The route you're on kind of winds back and forth. It's not like 80 miles an hour freeway. It's more of a 55 with some turns that you have to slow down to 40 and then speed back up. It's not the same speed all the way. There's some speeding up and some slowing down, some speeding up and slowing down. This one out here is like a mountain road, so you have to go 20 miles an hour or you go over the edge and crash. The other is like you get there very fast. But you learn things along the way, and sometimes we don't want to get there earlier. We want to take our time getting there and enjoy this little detours and stuff. So I like that for you. Hopefully that helps. Like, yeah, this feels like a compromise in the middle. I don't want to go on the freeway because I hate freeways, but I don't want to take the mountain roads because I don't like mountain roads. I don't like going that slow. I like taking this route, the back roads. I'm taking the back roads. And that's funny. I know a few people in my life that are like, I don't like the congestion of the freeways or the how everyone's like road raging and all this traffic. I like taking side roads. Right. Yeah. And you feel like the ways in the past you built were wrong, but no, they were perfect, right? Because there's no wrong way. And because I used to, I left corporate life once to pursue a spiritual path, and after 9 months, I went back into corporate life because I learned a lot during that. And I used to think I failed, I did it wrong. Well, I'll do it right eventually, but spirit showed me, no, you learned a lot during that, and that was perfect. And then you learned more in there, and then now you're applying it all. So there's always, it's perfect always. We're experiencing, we're growing, we're learning. So I love that. So and now with what you've learned, it's like you went the mountain and you're like, oh God, I turned around and I went back because I didn't want to go on that mountain road. You learned that you don't want to go on that mountain road, right? And then you went on the freeway and you're like, "Oh god, I don't wanna be on here. I exited off the freeway. I don't wanna be on that thing. People are crazy on there," you know? And then you learn through all this that I wanna go the back roads and experience that, right? So, I like that. It's, being gentle with yourself and kinda like not judging yourself, right? So I like that. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Love it. All right. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. Thank you again for your kind words earlier. All right. So I have some donations coming in here. So we will jump to those here. Let me just grab these here. So Nelia, hello, hello, welcome. Good to see you. And Sudeshna, hello, hello. Yeah, it didn't come together the way you wanted it to at the time. Yeah, I get you. All right. So Nelia, hello, hello. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah. I noticed you've been off on your adventures somewhere, huh? But you were missed as well. But I thought about you and I go, I haven't seen Nelia in here. And I just what's wonderful about spirit is I just think about someone and then I just kind of go, oh, they're in their little adventure, and I send love. So hello. All right. What we'll do here, I have a few more free readings that I'll come back to here, but I'm going to jump to the donations first. So, Sudeshna, you are up like at 210 exactly. Boom, boom. There you go. And then Nelia, you'll be up after that. All right. So, Sudeshna, let's give your donation a love and a like since it lets me with those. And the upcoming week for you: love, career, health, and guidance. All right. Hope you had a blast on your little trip. All right. Traveling. I love it. All right. So, Sudeshna, let's take a look here. So, love. What about love first? Okay, thank you. Put that one underneath. Career. Okay, thank you. Ooh, 3. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Health, of course, as always, disclaimer around health, which you've asked about health before. So I know you know all that. But there is a disclaimer in the description box that I'm not a licensed medical professional. Tarot's for fun, etc., etc. So disclaimer made. And then any other guidance for the week. All right. And those there. All right. Let's take a look. What do we got here going on here? Yeah. You do definitely. We've got the Justice card on the bottom, which is Libra energy, the scales of the Libra. We're in Libra season. So you might be feeling a little bit more balanced than we were before. Although we have an Aries full moon, super full moon. It's closer to the Earth than normal. So it's whoa here, right? And so we've got a lot of that. And Aries, of course, energy. So a lot of woo energy coming in. Like last night, I was like, I I went to bed and I just my mind and had so much energy for like 2 hours. I was like, well, I don't, am I going to go to sleep? And I remembered, oh, Aries full moon, all this energy we're feeling. It's like bum, bum, bum. And I'm rested. You know, didn't get as many hours as I normally do, but I'm like, right. So there is this energy come in, and all that to say that there's this balancing energy, but also there's a focus on where we're out of balance. So we got that kind of energy coming in. Feels more steady than like during eclipse season, but we still the scales going ding 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 back and forth, right? So regarding love, we'll take a look here. You do have the World card, ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventure coming in here. You also have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, endings and beginnings energy. You are that where the ending is coming in here is where you're investing your energy. And I feel like this week really brings you to this point where Spirit is recommending the best use of your energy is to, instead of focusing in on like trying to make love come around and being in search of love, that if you instead focus on your self-love and living your self-love, living your passion, that's where you meet and bump into someone, is in living and doing something you love, that you can meet someone eventually there. Don't feel like you meet them this week, because I feel like this change of energy, where you investing your energy, is the awareness of this week. Because the more I focus in on wanting love, feeling I need love, I want someone, we push it further away and we realize, when they say when you're not looking for love, you find it, there's energy around that. It's not pretending that we're not looking for love, because energy don't lie, right? But if I just focus on, I'm gonna go enjoy and do the stuff I love in life, spend time with friends and family, um, you know, going to pottery class, going to cuisine class, learning and growing, and again, enjoying what I'm doing. In doing that, I bump into someone who's also doing that. something sparks and then a relationship organically grows instead of trying to pursue something and it pushes it away, right? So I feel like that's the big thing with love there. Career, you got the Two of Swords. Yeah, it looks like you're at a decision point this week. I know you've been kind of going here. The Four of Wands, follow your joy, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, movement of making a decision this week. It's very I'm saying not prosperous, well, it's prosperous, it's advantageous, but what do they say like in the Chinese zone? Auspicious. That's the word. Thank you, Spirit. It's a very auspicious week for you to make a decision to go, you know what? I'm going to follow my heart. What do I want to do in my career? What decision do I want to make? It's been like I don't want to make the wrong choice and I'm not sure what I want to do. This week, follow your heart and go, you know what? This is my joy. This is where my heart's leading me. I'm going to go for it. Because you can always change and go different routes later, but I feel like it's in the movement. It's in making the choice this week. Follow the heart because in doing so, your path becomes very clear with all this energy. So I like that. For your health, Queen of Swords. Yep. You got this balance. Balance your head and your heart energy. I feel like we get this when we ask about health. Don't we get balanced energy like the last 3 times you've asked about health? It's like, gotta balance the head and heart. You gotta step out of stress so your body can be its fullest, because when you're stressed and you're in fight or flight mode, you're shutting down your digestive system, your immune system, you're flooding your nervous system with adrenaline, and when you're stressing out, it stresses out your body, so it's time to calm down. Some good balance energy is what is called here for your energy, and I feel like you've been doing that. I feel like even a bit of with the traveling and the fun time you had, you're realizing you feel better when you're not freaking out. I feel like you freaked out in some situations while you were there, but not as much as you do when you're back home. So you feel like, wow, my body feels like healthier, more balanced right now because of that. But balance is definitely a key for that for you. All right. And then guidance. Yeah. You got this power energy. Wow. You got two major arcana, the magician and the emperor. Both of these energies are bringing in this that you get to choose your life. You get to choose where you head, what you do, what you draw into it. You're not at the whim of the outside world. You're not on an out of control drama train that's going to leap off the tracks and blow up. And you're not in a taxi that's taking you somewhere and you're just along for the ride. Both the Emperor and the Magician is about realizing it's like connecting with your divine masculine energy that we all have within us. That is about, I get to choose what my life is. I'm the king in kingdom. I'm the emperor in empire. Everyone clear the throne room. Leave your opinions in that box. I'm getting out of everyone else's opinion. I'm deciding, what do I want? Again, that following my heart, then putting a plan together and taking action behind it, not worrying about, well, what is everyone else going to think? And like, well, it's like being at a giant dinner table. Everyone's ordering their own entree that you're not going to share. You are the only one that's going to eat that comes out. It's the rule. And everyone else is telling you what you should eat. And you're like, keep your eyes on your own plate. I'm going to eat what I want. Well, you should eat that. And I'm like, well, you should shut up. And it doesn't, you're not doing what I'm asking you to do. So I'm not going to do what you're asking me to do. That's funny. Your spirit guides are funny. So next time somebody tells you you should do something in sight, you don't have to say it out loud. You can be like, well, you should shut up, but you don't. Too funny. So I feel like that's what they have for you right now. Let's get to your fortune cookie too. And see what else we have here. Nope, none of those. What else? What else do we have here? I'm still cracking up. Still cracking up over that. You don't do what I ask you to do. Well, you never asked me to do anything. Well, I'm asking you to shut up. And if you don't, then why should I do what you want me to do? Yeah, you got nature here. It's a beautiful card about getting out into nature. And this is good. This is good balancing energy for you. It helps ground you. So getting out into nature, I feel like you get that too sometimes regarding your health. But in the coming months, you achieve more with less effort because you're not trying, you're in gratitude, right? The more you focus on gratitude, you draw it in. It's amazing that that happens. And we didn't talk about that with the magician card, which is good that they're bringing this in. They probably were waiting. Something I noticed, and I probably shared this before, when I was in corporate life, like I would work how I felt like 4 times what's expected and get a meets expectations. Very little raises, very no bonuses, no promotions, none of that, right? And I'm like, really? A meets? And so I'd back off and just enjoy what I was doing, grateful for what I did have and all that. And doing a fourth of the work, I got promotions and raises and bonuses. What? And that's the energy. That's what we are talking about. When I focused on driving to accomplish something, that need, that want energy actually pushed what I was driving for away because that's lack energy. And the more I focused on the gratitude for what I am in, what I have had and what I do have, that's what draws more of it to me. And that's that kind of energy that's here. This nature card reflects harmony and confidence, which results in greater productivity. Your intentions are in alignment with your true nature. There is a sense of destiny about you and all that is unfolding. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you. Be wise and mindful of the sacred power you hold. Be positive, humble, strong, and grounded. Feel your connection to the earth. Be aware of the ground beneath your feet. Doors open with little or no effort, and previously blocked paths are clear of obstacles. There is harmony in your inner and outer world, and all you desire comes to you. That's when you align with gratitude. Your affirmations are: I am one with nature. I am one with the earth and stars. I use my power wisely and with great effect. I create harmony through love and acceptance. I achieve my goals with ease. So I love that energy. All right. And that is what they have for you, my dear Sudeshna. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And up next, we've got Nelia times 3. Thank you so much for your multiple donations there. And here is your timestamp for all 3. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So we will dive in here and see what we got going on here. So thank you for your first one, the Hey You. So what does Spirit want and need you to know? All right, let's take a look here. All right, let's shuffle this up here. We'll focus in. So I started to read your other questions and went off into those energies. Let's ground back to your first one. So cheers to you. Take a quick sip here. Hello. All right. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want and need you to know? What does Spirit want and need you to know? Okay. Boom, boom. 5 cards. And 1 underneath, 2 underneath. Okay. What do we got going on? What do we got? Hey, Alice. Hello, hello. All right. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Swords. I love this deck because the Three of Swords feels different than other Three of Swords. The other ones like show the knives like stuck into the heart and that the pain, the suffering, the disappointments. But these almost feel like they're sheathed, I guess is what you call them, where the fears are, in their like the swords are in their little sword holder where they shing that sheath, I guess is that what that's called? But it just feels like the underlying energy is that the fears have been it's like the impact of the cut of the blade is in the sheath, and it's like they wear it on the outside, so we're aware of the fears, and we're aware of the cutting that they could do, but they're not cutting us, and I like that kind of energy that's here. So, interesting, with that. Underlying energy, we'll see what these 5 cards are, but underneath, you have the Ace of Pentacles. I like this. Seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, and it does feel like that's, a big part of why it's not impacting you because 'cause you're realizing it's like there's this core of, "I don't define my worth by the outside world. I'm defining my worth." There's like this power that's here under the surface that's been growing and growing and growing. The other card on the bottom here too is the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. So both of those together, the 4 of Pentacles is this, and I feel like it's the evolution of it, right? Because we're taught when I define myself by the 3 buckets of the outside world, I feel unstable. And so as I'm taking the blade out of its sheath, you know how it goes shweek, you know how it makes that sound when people are gonna drawing their sword, like in movies, you hear the whoosh, and someone's taking their sword out of it, ready to attack or whatever. Um, we're hearing that and we realize, oh no, I don't want to take that out. And we put it back in. And that's what I kind of feel like a lot of their message here is like celebrate how when we're feeling these things come up, we recognize it as they're coming up, and then we put the blade back in instead of allowing it to come out and cut. Maybe we cut our hand a little bit. Ow! But it's like, but no one was stabbed. Might be a little cut, but it's not like, oh God, it went into my heart kind of energy. I like that. So it's the difference between feeling uncomfortable and going into full fight or flight mode where we like panic, right? So I like that. Let's see what these 5 cards are about here. We do have the 3 of Cups. Yeah, the fear of being cheated on, the fear of third party energy. That's one of all of our favorites, isn't it, everyone? Betrayal. Yum, yum, yum. What else? You also have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, interesting energy, right? Of this, I mean, because the Ace of Pentacles is like looking at our worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And the Page of Pentacles is that too. And that is, so this is this awareness of um, that contrast between when I'm defining myself and when I'm letting something externally define myself, whether it's relationships, situations, or things, our bodies, our bank accounts, whatever, right? It's like when I know how uncomfortable that feels when we do that, right? That instability feeling. But I like this growth energy. Kind of represents growing pains a bit, and it's okay. I feel like there's an energy of um, be gentle with yourself. It's like, oh, I should know not even to grab that sword and take it out. I'm like, well, we're human. We have so many things that cause us when our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control. It goes for the blade. It's like Kill Bill, if you ever saw those movies. Kill Bill 1, 2, and 3. All right. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, this creativity, but this about being true to your authentic self. When you find yourself shrinking, dimming your light, not being true to who you are, because we don't want to lose someone or we don't want someone to think of us in a different way. There's these great energies that are, this is like, I feel like awareness energy. It's like these are the things that you're conscious of, that you kind of are aware of. When you start to feel uncomfortable, you identify these things and you're like, oh, that's what that is. Psh, psh. But all the stuff that's been happening, any kind of conflicts, all this triggering anything coming up, it's like, like you haven't been taking your, okay, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe three times you've taken out the sword, but you didn't stab anyone or yourself. You went, all right, that was fun. you know, like my sound effects. And then you have the Queen of Cups. Yep. And being in tune with your empathic abilities. I feel like you're also have been becoming more aware of what is other people's emotions and what are your emotions. What are the emotions of your inner child and what are the emotions of your past lives and what are the emotional messages from spirit. Those are higher vibrational. Those are pretty obvious, right? But you're becoming more aware of what is other people's emotional energy, what is yours, what is your inner child's, and then what is past life. Again, affirmation of a lot of this, you know, things that you've learned and things that are allowing you to understand these uncomfortable emotions. And then you have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, the pursuit of self love, the pursuit of romance. And I like this, that I don't need it, but I want it, but I don't need it, but I want it, but I don't need it, but I want it. Kind of energy that's been going back and forth inside too. Um, Whereas before it felt like a how someone's on the back of a horse, the horse of cups here, going, like, at full speed. I gotta find love. Now it's more of a gallop, a trot. Yeah, I'm like, if I find love on this little journey, then I'll find it, but I'm not in a rush like I was before. So I like this kind of celebration of looking back at how things have built, look at where you are now, like how far you've come kind of energy. So I like that for you. Right, so I feel like that's those messages. Let's get you your fortune cookie for this one. We get one per person per session. So this will be the fortune cookie. Then we'll go on to your other questions too, but I feel like they want it for this one. So let's see here. Okay, that was a lot of cards. Let me shuffle these. Get a little fresh energy in them. There we go. What else for Nalia, please? All right, there we go. And you have space clearing. Dun, da, da, da. Yeah, clearing away the old things that no longer serve you mentally, emotionally, energetically, physically, even. So, space clearing says an ethereal wind blows and begins to clear away old negative thoughts and feelings. May feel a little disconcerting at first, but this clearing creates the space for positive and harmonious energies to enter. You are advised to stop dwelling on the past, for this will not change anything. Regret serves no purpose other than to make you unhappy. It also blocks positive new energies from entering your life. The following process can help clear and transform you. Close your eyes and imagine a warm, soft light within your heart center. Breathe in the light, and as you exhale, breathe out all negative thoughts and feelings. Just let it all go and then breathe in light again and repeat the process for a few minutes. Gentle, slow, and rhythmic breathing, breathing in and out, letting go and clearing your heart and mind. Now imagine a beam of rainbow light flow into your heart and another beam of light flow through your mind. Feeling this colored light calms you, heals you, and clears your thoughts. Imagine yourself now as a tranquil pond surrounded by water lilies, beautiful flowers, and trees. Feels as though time stands still and you realize deep within your heart that the present is all that matters. This moment, right? Affirmations: my mind is a clear blue sky. I am at peace with the past, present, and future. All is perfect as it is. All unfolds according to the higher will of my soul. All is love. Wow. Powerful energies there. Did crack me up. You got a rainbow, bright light flowing into your heart and into your mind. And as I used to say, and a rainbow shooting out of our butts. Boom. Anyway, so that's what they have there for you for that one. Right. So thank you for your first one. And then for your second one here, for the number one. Thank you for your second donation. So, a reading on Liam and Megan's relationship, the present and the future. What else? So I just say you're concerned and you don't trust him. Ooh. All right. Let's see here. So, what? Oh, but so the present on their relationship here. The future, based on current energies of the future. Okay, thank you. And whatever else Bert has to say, because when is there anything to distrust them about? And what else they have to say here? It's kind of an unexpected card. We'll see what all this is about here. Scooch all these over, make some space here, because this was like hidden, and this one was just like a extra. I feel like that's high level energy. Okay, got it. Yeah, I know, right? Well, you know how like I say, when you meet someone from a past life that has romantic connection for this lifetime, it's like you feel this comfortability and they're glowing in the dark and they have a rainbow shooting out of their butt. It's like there they are. So always a big signal. All right. So just interactions with Liam, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. And what is this underneath? And the Two of Pentacles. Interesting energy. We'll take a look at what this means here. Because that Two of Pentacles wanted to be seen too, which has to do with balance or choice or two different people sometimes. But we'll see what else comes in here. We'll confirm all this here. Well, I'm raising the eyebrow. What does this mean? But we'll get clarity, of course. So first of all, the present on Liam and Megan's relationship, we do have the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. The Six of Pentacles is this, it's codependent relationship energy. And the Two of Wands is an on again, off again kind of relationship. The present, it's just like it's been this codependent relationship where there's overgiving and not allowed to give energy. I feel like Megan may be an overgiver, and which has caused Liam to, feel like, well, I can't give back to you. I want to feel good. And so they end up giving to other people kind of energies. But that's why I feel like it's off again, on again, off again, on again, off again, on again kind of energy. Does feel like it's off right now. But we'll see here. Is it going to go on again here with the future? So based on current energies, wow, another six of wands and the five of wands. So the five and six of wands. So there is, again, there's this equal attraction, and then there's the fighting, the on again, off again, on again, off again. I feel like um, the pattern doesn't change with them in the future. If there's ever an on again, then there'd just be an off again as well. So interesting energies with all of that. Um, because it just feels like they're in this repeated cycle that when and I feel like when they're both single, then they on again and then they're off again and then they end up dating other people. And if that doesn't work out, then when they're both single again, then they're on again and then off again with other people. It's just boop, boop, boop. It's the in between um, kind of energies that's there. But let's take a look here because you wanted to know, you know, well, we asked is if there's a reason why you uh it's good for you to mistrust them. I guess that is a way. We have the five of pentacles. They've got this fear of being abandoned, fear of being left out in the cold, this belief in lack of not being enough, not having enough. Um and underneath that surface of that, we do have the three of cups. Yeah, there's our third party here, kind of energy, with the Knight of Swords. Movement of communication, talking to a lot of different people, like all the time. This does talk about, of course, the fear of betrayal, like we talked about in your first reading here. Um, but I kind of feel I'm just going to say this the way they're bringing it in because, on one hand, there's this um, all humans, when we have this low self-esteem, which a lot of us grow up with. It's like our society is designed that way through praise and punishment to feel like we're not enough and we're never enough. And because we're not taught to look in here to find our true worth, we're taught to look out here for our worth, which is an unstable, place to find our worth. And when we define ourselves by the outside world, we feel unstable. And so when we're taught to look out here for the love, we never feel satisfied. So we keep looking, right? And that's kind of what triggers so much of our codependency uh, journeys. And also why in codependency, when there's overgivers, when they tend to give and give and give till they're exhausted and give and give and give until they're resentful. While at the same time, when two adults enter a codependent relationship, it does turn to parent-child relationship where the giver feels like the parent, and then the person starts to feel like a child because they try to give. They're like, "No, no, I'm the mama bird or daddy bird. You're the child. You can't give to me. I need to give to you so I feel good." That's what our overgiver energy is. I need to feel like I'm worth something. And if you give back to me, I don't feel like I deserve that. So I don't want you to subconsciously, even though consciously we want them to give us everything. Subconsciously, our inner child is like, no, 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 I don't deserve that, right? So we're in that kind of place, and I feel like they are in that place a lot, where they try to give, but people don't let them energetically, and so they end up giving to friends, to family, to job, workaholic, working out a lot, and then even sometimes to other people, affairs kind of energy. And that's where that 3 of cups comes in, is it's kind of that's one piece of it, is that this is what comes in. It's a natural part of humanity, as far as the reaction and how we go about that. Until we find our self love, we are always in a position to overgive or to go outside of to find our fulfillment in some way somehow. So they have that just like every other human, though, is the other thing they wanted to say is like, yeah, I mean, is there I don't trust them. Like, well, should we trust a human? Unless they're found their self-love, no. Not with anything of great importance, especially our self-worth, not handed over to someone else, right? Because I get to decide my worth, not them, their actions. So, it's good information to know that that's there. It's a possibility. Um, but the more we focus on, you know, giving, if we're aware of how much we're giving, we can keep it a um, balanced relationship between two adults instead of turning it into that, which causes a reaction in them and causes a resentment in us, right? We learn and we grow through it all too, so there's no wrong, as long as I have beliefs inside of me and I fear being cheated on, I am drawing that to me as well. I know. I I have that living example of that. But this Knight of Swords, it feels like because they're perpetually on and off again with Megan, that they always kinda have this and it feels like relationships don't turn out well because of that codependency, that they kind of are always have people in the pipeline, connection with people, interest with people, chatting with people, possibilities of other relationships, because they don't have this belief that they in their core, they don't have a belief that they deserve one, and so it always ends up not unfolding. Wow, that went to deep, deep energy, but I feel like that's important to know there. What else to know about them? Two of Cups, energy, and Nine of Cups. Everyone has a dream to be in a relationship, right? This Nine of Cups is everyone. Uh, every human has this dream of finding someone that can love us like we want to be loved. Everyone has that dream. Um, Not everyone has, well, hardly any of us have a capacity to have that until we find our self love because we're looking for love out here. But this Two of Cups, this is our higher self. This is the relationship we're looking for. This relationship is unstable until this one is stable. Once this is stable and we're defining ourselves by this relationship, then all of our relationships of the outside world will reflect back that love. And that's our dream come true is I found my self-love. Um, well, really our dream as our humans to find a love that is unconditional and that is this amazing, trustworthy, beautiful love, right? But we can't have that until we find it here. And so that's part of the dream come true energy, right? Underneath the surface of that, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Mother nature, mother nurture, self love. Finding that within ourselves, right? And then that mysterious card from up above, we have the King of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, and that amazing. It's the high above. It's like, where's your divine counterpart? Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Again, you're the one I've been looking for all along. And then I can find someone that reflects that in the outside world. You can't make that up. Right. So hopefully that helps, because until we deal with that fear in the inside and get to the root of it, we're going to bring in mirrors over and over again, showing us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. I know I've probably shared before. I'll probably share it in my podcast too. My mom experienced being cheated on in between my older brother and then me. Um, and while I was in the womb, when I did some reflection, I realized I was feeling my mom's fear of getting cheated on again. Um, and throughout their entire marriage, as I was growing up after my birth, I even felt that constant fear and fear and fear and fear, to where when I got around to having relationships, I feared I'm going to find someone that's going to cheat on me. So people cheat, especially in the gay community. It's very well known among men that they cheat a lot, is what the whole thing was, right? And there's this, number one, number two, both did that. Number three, I felt disrespected me in a different way. Number four, kind of that. Number five didn't do that. But three out of five, until I realized, oh, this is my fear, right? And number four really wasn't that, but I experienced the feelings. But it's like once you realize this is my fear, this is where that betrayal, that stuff originates from, then we can release it. And for me, it went back to childhood, feeling that I was abandoned by my father, abandoned by my brother, who was my surrogate father because my dad wasn't around a lot. So I looked to him as like my kind of father figure, felt abandoned by them. So there was all this energy that goes back to our childhoods, is where it all is rippling from. So there's some energy to look at there, but you're not alone. I mean, everyone here probably go, how many of you fear or have feared being cheated on? Everyone, even the cheaters fear being cheated on. That's why, as well. Isn't that fun? So, and what we fear, we attract a lot of that specific stuff. So very interesting. So fun adventures. But I'm so glad I experienced it, because the big thing I discovered in my reflection on my relationships, when Spirit and I were chatting about, okay, so these ones, um, when I felt cheated on by these three, right? Um, so what was I supposed to learn about that? And they're like, well, if they're mirrors for you, then what does that mean? I'm like, I never cheated on them. I was always 100% faithful in all of my committed relationships. I was very proud of that until Spirit told me, deflated the ego, right? When it's um, they're like, if your self-worth is self from your higher self, but you were defining yourself by them and their actions or non-actions, words or silence, you were letting them define you. I'm like, are you saying I was cheating on myself with them because I was defining myself by them instead of up here? And they're like, think about it. And I sat with that and I'm like, uh, uh, wow. And it felt so true. And it really resonated for me that that's why I was drawing in cheaters, because I was cheating on myself with them. And it was a mirror showing me that, so that they were pointing me back to the relationship that I longed to be faithful to, which is that relationship, instead of cheating on it with everything and everyone out here. Right? Isn't that crazy? I was being such a whore, and and like defining myself by my work and by how I looked and how much I earned and what I owned and what kind of jobs I had, positions I held, who I was with, who I was friends with. It's crazy, right? So that is what we have for that one. All right, then we'll go to number 3 here. Let me just add here. Hey, VD, hello. That will be up to you here in a moment, VD. So thank you. All right. So, and then we have the vibe sticker. We'll move on to number 3 here. So you sent your sister a nice message on her phone. Ah, very nice. And did she receive it? What does she think and feel about it? And will she call you? All right. I'll take a look here. Proud of you for reaching out to her. I know that was a journey to come to that. All right, let's take a quick sip here. Yeah, measuring, and it's retail price, right? When we, uh, the value I think I am to the outside word is retail, where we end up on the clearance rack, or when we go inward and upward, we find our true self worth, which is we're priceless. So clearance, priceless. I like that. All right, let's see here. What's going on with sis? So did she receive your nice message? Right, that's that one. What did she think about it? Okay. What did she feels about it? Okay. Will she call you? It's that one. Will she call you? Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, very cool. I love that. All right. So underlying energy around all this, and there's mirroring going on here. You got one card, two cards, one card. Um, Bottom of the deck, there's the Seven of Swords, which is it is a card of betrayal, feeling betrayed, but also thievery. What of my own thoughts and beliefs cheat me out of opportunities in life? But we'll see here what this betrayed energy feels like. Because I feel like some of the betrayal that we're talking about with relationships, when we go back to our past to find out where the fear of being betrayed comes from, I feel like you guys share some betrayed energy from when you were younger. Like you felt someone um, not living up to the trust that you gave them. It just feels like there was betrayal, not to each other, but both of you to a person, it feels like. And that just feels like there's been some ripples of that. And that any kind of break between the two of you is actually a ripple back to that in the past. So it's a reflection of a betrayal, again, between others, but it's being mirrored and expressed in your relationship to each other. So it's not really about you guys. It's about something from the past, right? So interesting. All right, let's take a look here. Did they receive your message? Yeah, the star card, dream come true energy. So the bright star twinkling in the night sky. So that means they did get your message here. The upper two cards are what do they think about it? You got the Eight of Swords and the Six of Wands. So that's good, flowy energy. Eight of Swords is letting go of old thoughts and mindsets and beliefs that made me feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small. It's a letting go of old ways of thinking, and it's a victory type of energy. So I feel like that's a positive energy. It's a flowing energy. So it feels positive. It feels like they're ready to let go of old things and ready to move forward, ready to flow forward. The emotions. Oh, I love that. The Two of Cups, important relationship energy, and the Hanged Man, transformation, seeing things from a different perspective emotionally coming in here. So I feel like they're reflecting, but I feel like it's going to be a good flow energy here And will she call you? Got the King of Pentacles, very abundant energy. So I do feel like um, they will reach out. And I feel like here with this Hangman and Two of Cups, they're going like, who is this? Not like they got rid of your number or whatever and going, who's texting me? They're just going like, wow, they don't recognize you. I feel like it's been a while since you guys have communicated, right? And you've evolved, you've transformed where they're going, wow, you know, um, did you go through like a 12-step program? Are you reaching out to reconcile? That's funny. But it's like, wow, you really have changed. And I feel like it's sinking in and they're trying to figure out what they want and how best to reply. But I do feel like they will. Um, I feel like they won't call as much as they'll respond to you first, and then there will be conversation over the phone, and then you guys. I feel like you guys will get together. Like King of Pentacles, very abundant, big energy. So I like that. All right. So that is what they have for you, Nelia. Nelia, I'm so glad to see you here too. So grateful. Thanks for spending your time with us and all your donations, all your love, all your support, your sense of humor. Very grateful. All right. So enjoy your adventures, rest up, get ready for this full moon in Aries, this super full moon, harvest moon on Monday. So I like that. You are very welcome. So many blessings. All righty. So let's see here. VD will be up here in a sec. Let me just make sure I got all of these. I'm gonna grab the free reading. So I'm on the page here. I think I saw, yeah, Alice. Hey, Alice. Good to see you. Let's put you down here. Let's see, was there any other? Let me just see here. Nope. So there's Butterfly. I think you were the last one. Then we had Johanna. We had Melanie. Nelia. All right. There we go. Hey, Tim. Hello. Good to see you. All right. So, VD Jalan, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Thank you so much for your donation. Give that a love and a like here. There's your timestamp. Perfect. Thank you. Hello. Hello. So CD this side. Put in your question below and we'll replace some. Absolutely. So you'd like some information about your love life for the rest of 25 and 26. What movement can you expect? Also, wishing for a beautiful marriage in the coming year, still unaware of the person. Guidance, please. All right. Yeah, let's take a look here and see. Based on current energies, that's the whole thing about the future. It's so, we can make a couple different choices and it can take us in a completely different direction. The wonderful thing about this human life is it's a world of possibilities and not so much fated, just going through the steps and forced to experience things. It's like the 10-course meal has been predetermined for you. You're going to eat what you get. It's like, no, you get to choose. It's a buffet, right? So I like that energy. So we'll take a look here. Let's tap into the energies of the rest of 2025, which is becoming less and less of a time frame. Can you believe it's October already? 3 months left. So let's take a look here. What can we know about love for 2025 based on current energies? Okay, we got that. Taking us into 2026, they say, which is those and these here, leading to this, leading to that. All right. Do we have any cards left, right? So we'll take a look here because this is like transformational, taking you into 2026. Okay. All right. Let's take a last sip of this coffee here, this cold coffee. And let's see what we got going on here. So, the bottom of the deck, what do we have here? We got the Four of Cups. Yeah, we do have here, with the Four of Cups, there's this energy of it's emotional stability, but it also is emotional stagnancy, right? It's like, I like that it's like, feels like things are going so slow, but uh, it's happening in perfect timing as always, right? And when things slow down, it gives us the opportunity to raise our love vibration by letting go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve me anymore, emotions that don't serve him anymore, energy that doesn't serve him anymore, even physical things that don't serve him anymore. And they want me to kind of delve just briefly into what does it mean to let go of thoughts that don't serve me anymore? And these are the expectations. We grow up with a lot of opinion around what a relationship is supposed to be or marriage, right? Who are they supposed to be? What are they supposed to bring to the marriage or relationship? How's the relationship supposed to start and progress and end up? And what is it supposed to bring me? And who am I supposed to be in the relationship? And exhausting, when we think about all that, especially when we get so much information, so much opinion, even contradictory opinion. It just feels like something unobtainable and something that feels like work instead of something that feels like life and love, right? But that's what I love about this Four of Cups because it can become where we're bored with what we've had before. It hasn't satisfied, and we're ready for something higher. And when things are slow and we're able to let go of these old thoughts and emotions and all this old anchors that are holding us down and holding us back, we're able to raise our vibration, which brings in something different, higher, more compatible with who we really are. And the energy of coming toward us too. So I like that being the underlying energy starting off. All right, for the rest of 2025, based on current energy, what can we know? You do have the star card, which is a dream come true energy, and the two of wands, all within your hands, which is a great energy, a good reminder that whatever I focus on is what I draw toward me. We'll see what these other cards are here in a sec, but because this one is like what is my heart's dream come true versus what is my brain's dream come true. My brain is like, here's that long list of unobtainable that we can't have everything on that list, all this opinion. It's just we can't live up to that list. No one else can either. So, but the mind will have this outrageous long list of expectations of, like I said, who they're supposed to be, what the relationship is supposed to be, whom I'm supposed to be, blah, 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 right? But my heart is what is my heart? What does my heart's dream come true when it comes to love, right? And realizing that and getting out of our head and into our heart um, allows us to realize what our dream come true. We just talked about this a little earlier, is to find my self love because I'm looking for an unconditional, eternal love that can be trusted and is full and fulfills me. I'm not going to find that out there. I can only find that in here. And until I find it in here, every relationship I have out there is going to be reflective of my lack of self love. Once I raise my vibration, once I connect to my higher self, which is the relationship that I am longing for, because I can only find that eternal, unconditional, stable love from up here. Once I fill up with that like a chalice and I'm overflowing, then my relationships, both romantic and friends and family in the world, take on an energy and a reflection that's more closer to that than falling short and disappointing and unstable, which is the relationship with humans, because humans, when they're feeling unsafe and out of control, do all sorts of stupid, unloving, uncompassionate things because they're in fight or flight mode. So it's like that's unstable. People change, people walk away, people pass away. So when I'm defining my and searching for this, what my mind is saying, you're going to find love out here. My heart is like, you can't, it's here. And once we have it here, then when we're in a relationship with someone, we're going to see them through different eyes. The relationship and energy is going to be different. And we're going to see a reflection of that unconditional love in that person instead of a reflection of lower vibrational love there. The Two of Wands is saying whatever I focus in is what I draw in. So, of course, the journey of finding my self love is important, but also when I'm in an energy of like, I want love, I need love, I fear I won't find love, my energy will repel love away from me as well. If I'm focusing in on what I'm grateful for the love I have in my life right now and have had in my life, then that draws love toward me. So I like that. I know, right? You experienced it too, VD? Yeah. Everyone has experienced this. We raise our hands. Yes, it's true. We do the same thing. We go like, "Oh god, that was so stupid. Why did I do that? I was in fear. I wasn't present. I was out of my mind." Because that's what happens. We go into fight or flight mode. We, our little inner child boots out our intelligent, loving, compassionate side of us out. You know, so I like that. Um, Underneath the surface of that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, independence. So the Nine of Pentacles is hermit energy, but not in that. It's really for this reading for you, because the nine is the number of the hermit in the major um, arcana, and the Pentacles is the outside world. So there's that energy of, but they always show someone in a garden with spirit, feeling the fullness of life, and that's the underlying energy. You can't make it up that that's what this is about. Is I am independent. I have my self-love. I stop needing love from the outside world. Doesn't mean I stop wanting it, but I stop needing it, right? Oh, CD. Hey, well, welcome. Oh, CD here. All right, very good. Well, welcome. So I'm glad this resonates with you. And if it's your first time here, then you haven't heard all this before. VD probably would be like, "Oh God, all that again." I'm just kidding. But this is good because so welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Um One of the things that help me understand all this is when Spirit said, what our heart is hungry for is like uh, a 10-course meal with two desserts. So that's what it's hungry for, is this meal of love, that 10-course meal that comes with two desserts. But all the outside world can offer us, it's a giant dessert buffet. There's just more dessert. There's no 10-course meals out there. We can only find that when we go inward and upward and we experience that there, right? And so until then, when we're only, because we're taught to look into the outside world, we're not taught it's in here, we're taught it's out here. So we're going through all this buffet, all these desserts and yum yum, empty calories. It doesn't fill our heart up, it just gives us a sugar rush. As reading all this stuff, and we're just like, where's the food? After a while, if you all you ate was like, I would go on sugar binges every once in a while. I just ate sugar and sugar and sugar and sugar. And then after a while, I'm like, I just don't want any. I just want a salad. I just want real food. Kind of experience. And that's what we go through. Eventually, when people deny us dessert in the outside world, when we think, well, this is my sustenance and you won't give me a dessert, or you withdraw dessert, we kind of panic. till we eventually we get tired of the disappointment and the instability of the outside world, and we turn inward and upward and find that self-love, right? That's the 10-course meal. With the 2 desserts, we're like, "There it is. It was in here all along." And then we eat of that beautiful, eternal, unconditional, stable love and the 2 desserts, and we're just like, "Wow, this is so good." And just because we're full on the inside doesn't mean we stop wanting more dessert. We can always make room for more dessert, right, in the outside world, but I don't need it. And, when someone's bringing me 7th dessert, meaning like a relationship, right? They're bringing me 7th dessert, and then they suddenly go, "No, I'm not gonna give it to you." Before we'd be like, "No, not my 7th dessert." Now we're like, "Phew, I'm so full." You're doing me a favor. It's not that desperation or that impact like it was before. So I love that this is the awareness of this, coming in. Um, so all good stuff, really foundational information that helps us understand how our heart works, our true heart works. Getting out of our head of all the stories and expectations and all that, and getting into this heart of going, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So I love that. Um, then these three cards are kind of like what's taking us from 25 into 26, which we have the 7 of Wands. Yep. Being more true to our authentic self. It's like the sun. I'm going to shine bright. I'm not going to dim my light. I'm not going to ask permission to shine. I'm not going to defend my choices and decisions. I'm going to be me. I'm going to shine bright. If someone can't handle it, get out of the sun, put on a giant sun hat, put on sunscreen, get in the shade, go in the house, get in the cellar, whatever. But I'm not going to dim who I am. I'm going to shine bright and be true to my authentic self, which is what we're able to do when I stop fearing that, because we think all those expectations, well, this is who I'm supposed to be and what I've been told I should be, and blah, 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 to kind of contort ourselves to try to fit into that. When we're like, screw the rules, I'm going to be me. We're able to be more truer to ourselves, right? Also, we have here the 5 of Swords. Yeah, the battle between the head and the heart. So that's that mind saying these are all the rules, and the heart going, this is the truth. This is the capital T truth. These are small t truths rooted in fear. This isn't the truth. That's just opinion um, and suggestion. But the truth is in here. People going, well, you can find love out there. You can find a love out there, but it's just dessert and it's conditional, fickle, and unstable. Sure, there's that. You want that? Try it, you know? And when we eat it enough, we're like, especially after we taste that beautiful dessert from the inside, it's like, wow, right? And then the other one here is justice. Yeah, the balancing energy of relationships, seeing things more clearly from a higher perspective. This is about cutting away the lies of that humans have told us about how everything's work, connecting, finding our truth, our capital T truth, with the higher realms um, that brings in that stability into our lives instead of the everything going all over. Being reminded of an old, mantra that spirit gave me. I call it the spice cake mantra. It can be whatever dessert you want, but it's so fitting with all the dessert analogies we've been using in your reading, which was it was a mantra that my spirit team gave me to help me remember the priority of things, the capital, T truth around it, which is, "I am my own spice cake." The love of my, family and friends is the frosting on top of the spice cake. My accomplishments in life are the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And my intimate relationships are the whipped topping on top of the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And if for some reason I don't have whipped topping, if some reason I don't have cherries in my life, any accomplishments. And if for some reason all of my family and friends all died and they weren't on this earthly plane, because that's the only time they would really stop loving me, even if I didn't have all of that, I would still be one awesome freaking spice cake. And it really puts it into priority, realizing I am the cake. Everything else is just extra, but I am the cake. So I like that. So with all that energy, again, there's possibilities of, depending on how much you look at raising your love vibration by letting go of old thoughts and beliefs and connecting to those higher truths, that it can draw it in. The slowness of life, all that lower vibrational, small t truths rooted in fear, they anchor us, they slow us down. Whereas higher vibration speeds things up. So with that two of wands, there is a possibility you could, if you do a lot of that huge transformation, which if you're like VD, you'll bam, you will put in effort and when you put your mind to something, like everyone get out of your way, right? So you could do this change of mindset and stuff and bring this energy in faster. There is an opportunity, you possibility you could meet them this year. More likely in the energy right now, it's more pushing it into 2026, and we'll see what that shows here based on current energy. So 2026, you do have the Six of Pentacles, this equal giving and receiving energy with the Page of Wands. So there is this movement energy with this fire, the Page of Wands. It is that opportunity. And again, there's the energy brings in the possibility of finding this giving and receiving type of relationship there. You also have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the romance and love movement, and the Nine of Cups, which is dream come true energy. So it is possible next year that's coming in here too. And but the Knight of Cups is also on a quest for the Ace of Cups, your self-love. The Nine of Cups is a reminder that the love starts with you, though. The real journey is about your self-love, because you fill up here and then you're able to see the love in the outside world. Otherwise, it's like if I just have love come from the outside world, it's going to be a reflection of where I'm at in my love level. So if I have little bit of a love vibration, I'm still going to have, you know, some challenges and some altercations, and it's not going to be all roses, right? Where the more we focusing on raising our self-love and our love vibration, the more smoother our relationships with the outside world go too. You guys are with me eating chocolate and ice cream. I love it. Hey, VD, if she's watching. I love it. So there is the opportunity here, and there is movement of love, and of course, they're just reinforcing, underline, and highlighting all of our quest here is our quest for our self love. We're not broken. We're not less than. We're just like kind of burning away that which is not us, and we're discovering more of that higher vibration that we are, and realizing the untruth of the human outside world as we're connecting to higher. Then your last two cards, we'll grab your fortune cookie here in a sec too. You got the Two of Swords, yeah, the battle between the head and the heart, and the Knight of Swords, the quest of seeing things from a higher perspective. So next year is a lot of growth here, a lot of clarity coming in, and it feels very favorable here as well. So um, I do like that. I feel like it's more likely with possibilities that it would be next year that you would draw that love towards you. Um, Otherwise, um, there's really no otherwise, because I feel like it's more so that you'll have a little bit of what we call stepping stones, where you'll have some false starts and some people coming across your past, some people coming back from your past. Um, that will be reflections to show you. Um, it'll bring up stuff for you to be aware of, but I feel like a big part of it all is that it's going to show you what you've learned and how you're making progress on letting go of things. Because you'll have things where before this would have freaked you out or and now you're gonna be like, oh, that was like a little bump, not a speed bump. It was just like a did I hit something? Think I hit a squirrel or a gopher or something. No, that'd be too big. Maybe I rolled over a caterpillar. You're not gonna feel that in a car, right? Or on a moped or anything we have. So hopefully that helps there for you, CD. And let's pull your fortune cookie. And this is what else Spirit wants you to know about love. You've got the goddess of oneness. Beautiful energy there. Let's see what she brings in here for you. There we go. So someone is thinking of you this very moment and sending you their loving thoughts and wishes. It feels like this is someone from the other side. Uh, Interestingly enough here. It's a very divine feminine energy. Well, goddess, hello. But I love this energy that they're sending. Um, I don't know if mom's on the other side. It feels very maternal. Maybe it's grandmother, but very maternal. Um, just a barrel of love energy. Says everything we think and feel is broadcast like radio waves without us realizing it. Whether we intend to broadcast our feelings and thoughts does not matter. It happens automatically. Human consciousness is like the World Wide Web. We transmit and receive information through our natural impulses, thoughts, and feelings, and this information circulates forever on the World Wide Web of human consciousness. Again, that's that energy. Whatever I'm putting out, mental energy, emotional energy, my attraction energy, my physical energy is drawing in, right? To put it plainly, our thoughts and feelings transcend both time and space and can be intuitively felt by others. All in life is energetically, spiritually interconnected, but the strongest connection is between us and those we love and care for. You may be missing someone who is a long way away. Or alternatively, you may be saddened by a loved one's passing. Through this card, someone wants to make their presence felt. Oh, there you go, Grandma. They want you to know that they have not left you and will never leave, for you are forever connected by invisible threads of love. No amount of distance or time will ever change that which is united in love. Wow. Who knew it was going to become a sudden channeling of someone from the other side? Your affirmations are my love transcends all time and space. I am forever spiritually connected to those I love, and time and space does not exist within my soul. I love that. All right. Well, I'm so glad that was helpful. Many blessings to you and your cousin Vidi. Thanks for joining us and enjoy that ice cream and chocolate. Yum, yum, yum. I'll pull a quick time card here. I've got this other learning tarot. We'll see here if this resonates because it has timing on it. So based on current energies, what are we looking at in time frames? Usually it's a range, so we'll take a look here. All right, I do want this one here. Let's see what this brings in here. Got the 7 of Swords every 2 to 3 days. That's funny. The 7 of Swords is about thievery, and it's funny. They're like, I feel like this message right now is you every 2 to 3 days, I feel like you have an epiphany, and a change, and because of that, you're letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, those expectations that would have cheated you out of opportunities, and they're like it's such a changing, evolving energy that they're like, it's next year, I feel like more so, but it's changing constantly because whatever we're focusing on, we can make different choices every minute if we wanted to, every second, and it changes our, um, where we end up meeting, meeting them. Uh, and that's interesting that it's every 2 to 3 days because they're basically saying, especially like it said, that to your soul there is no time or space. So they're all like, um, don't focus on the when, because if they gave you a date, then you'd focus on that and not focus on raising your love vibration. Because if you focus on raising your love vibration, it'll come in faster and faster and faster and faster, which I feel like that's what you're going to do. That's why it keeps changing. They're like, well, why give you a date if it keeps changing right now? So they're kind of keeping that a little bit under wraps. They're saying we can check later, but you're going to be making so much jumps and leaps that, if we check back in, you know, like a month, that you'll be able to get at least a larger range, because the range is like possibilities. It could be a moment from now if you did a great amount of inner work, right? To the end of next year. So the range is anywhere between now and the end of 2026, but it's going to start coming sooner and sooner as you raise your love vibration. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they got for you. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for joining us, and hopefully we'll see more of you too. And now I want ice cream and chocolate. All right. So I think that's it for my donations. And I'm at 3:30. So I only have like one, two, three, four, five free readings to go. So I'm going to complete those out. And then I'm going to go eat and rest. And I'll be back tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time and tomorrow as well. So we shall return. Um, and before everyone heads off too, don't forget I do have a new podcast. My first episode is out. So if you want to check that out, can do that. And also I have a special going on my personal recorded readings. All this is in the description box of the video too. And not pay attention. That sounds like a teacher. Pay attention. Be on the lookout is the way I wanted to say it. Next week, I'm going to have a video out about my next giveaway for a personal recorded reading. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. All right. So let us jump in. So happy pill. Look, 333 even. Look at that. Perfect. And so here's your timestamp and a general reading for you. Let's take a look here. So what does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay. All of these. You got the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Progression energy here. The 3 of Wands is about having made plans and you're headed in this direction. New information comes in, but more so the 4 of Wands is like follow your joy. Not the mind, but follow your joy. It's going to take you off in a different direction that is more energetically balanced, and it's a more joyful kind of celebration energy around it. Can even be if you're invited to go to some sort of public place, allow yourself to change your plans and attend a celebration, because it is in your benefit. And I feel like they're saying, just an FYI, you never have to do anything you don't want to do. But if this comes up, just know that it is for your benefit. It brings in a great amount of joy and feeling of abundance for you if you take the off ramp and go, attend this thing that your heart is drawing you towards, instead of going, no, I really should do this, and this is the responsible thing to do. It's like, this is going to bring you joy. Just go, you know what? I'm going to go do that. I'm going to allow myself to put that responsibility off, because you'll still do that. It's not time bound, but you're feeling like, well, you know, all work and no play, makes happy pill unhappy. You don't want to be an unhappy pill. So allow yourself to make that change and that adjustment. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they got for you. So many blessings to you. And then Charu, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Hopefully I'm saying that correct, not murdering that too badly there. And you like any career reading or advice for you? Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know? What advice regarding your career? All right, these are the two. You got the Devil and the Chariot. Wow, two major arcana. It's really interesting because the Devil card is Saturn energy, which rules over Capricorn, which Capricorn rules over the 10th house of work. There is an energy that comes in with the Devil card, though, too. They challenge our long held thoughts and beliefs about supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. And we sometimes can be so inundated with information and opinion and all this from the outside world that it can trap us into doing something where we feel like we're existing. We're just meeting expectations rather than living and following our heart. And then you have the Chariot card, which ruled by Cancer moon, emotion energy, but it's the power of choice too, that there's no wrong choice when it comes to career. There's just different choices with different outcomes and different experiences. When we choose what our mind is telling us we should do, we end up existing and we end up feeling, you know, our heart is like, I don't feel like I'm living. I feel like I'm just existing. When we follow our heart, where our heart is leading us, and we don't have to figure out our entire lives all right now, our entire career. It's like, where's my heart leading me right now? You follow that, you're going to feel like you're living. You're going to have this joy. Abundance naturally flows to us when we're in that place of, I'm loving the steps I'm taking because I'm following my heart. When we're focusing on what the mind is expecting us to do, we're more focusing on what's not happening in our life, what's not being achieved. And it feels like we're trying to catch up instead of feeling like we're living abundance. When the heart has no expectations, we're living this abundance. When our mind has all these expectations, we're trying, we work to get up to zero. We're in the negative when up here. And a little bit of a movement here is nothing compared to what the mind is wanting. But the heart, when it expects nothing, this is abundance. And so we live a life feeling fuller when we follow our heart rather than our mind. So I feel like that's what they're wanting to bring in for you right now, Sharu. So hopefully that helps a little bit. So many blessings to you. And if you're like, I don't know what my heart wants, I get it. Because for so long I lived by trying to live up to everyone's expectations and what I thought was expected of me. And when I was like, what does my heart want? I didn't know because I hadn't been communicating with my heart. This was the relationship I was having. So I stepped out of my mind. I closed my eyes, went out the door of my mind, went down the spiral staircase, went over to my heart, knocked on the door and said, hey, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Bretta Zen. What would you like? And they're like, I'm glad you asked. Come in, have a seat. I'll get you some tea or some coffee. Let's chat. And when you find out more of what makes your heart want to sing, what makes it want to dance, what brings you this, uh, kind of feeling of living in your life, you think about, or as a child, what was the dream? What was exciting for you? What brings you that excitement kind of energy? Then that could help, right? So hopefully that helps, Sharu. That's what they have for you. And then Butterfly A, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp. May I have a general reading? Absolutely. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right, we got that and that. What do they want you to know? You're welcome, Sharu. You got the Nine of Swords and the Hanged Man. Yeah, it feels like here you're in a beautiful transformational time in your life here with the Hangman. It's almost like a caterpillar, in a cocoon, transforming. And the Nine of Swords, the nine energy, like the hermit energy of the nine, which also the ending and beginning energy of the nine with the swords. This is like regular, it's the nightmare and insomnia card, but it's the realizing your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that you're just tired, you're almost exhausted trying to live up to everyone else's expectations and pleasing people, and tired of the disappointment, tired of being disappointed, and he realizing it's all of this opinion, all of these stories of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be, that's where our, you know, the noodle that applies the story to the outside world is the big uh, one that throws the wrench in everything, because life is meaningless. Really, the outside world doesn't have meaning. It just is until it gets in here, the story maker. And we got all this opinion growing up about when all these things happen, this is what it's supposed to mean. But that's just opinion. It's just suggestion. We get to decide the story, even though we weren't given that choice growing up. At least we weren't aware of that choice growing up because we were so much in fear of being rejected and not getting praised, that because we like the praise and the reward and we didn't like the punishment and the pain. So we were like, okay, your opinion matters and mine doesn't, so that I could feel safe. But now, we don't need that, to know all that, all those stories. I get to make my own. I feel like that's what you're learning and transforming through, is you're realizing I'm tired of all these fears. I'm tired of all the stress that I put on myself trying to live up to what I think everyone else wants. And I'm going to start choosing for me. And you're in the process of letting that go, seeing things from a higher perspective, which is also the hanged man hanging upside down from a tree. You're seeing things differently. You're transforming your stories. You're realizing I don't have to go by everyone else's opinion. I get to create my own. Very empowering energy. And I feel like that's what they're wanting you to know right now. And it's funny that you're butterfly and cocoon and caterpillar. Sometimes I'm the last one to realize what I'm talking about as spirit, as I channel spirit. Then you're gonna emerge as a beautiful butterfly. I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Alice. You are up. Hello, hello. Here's your timestamp. And will RJ reply and give you back your stuff, his thoughts and feelings about you? All right, let's take a look here. So, will they reply? Okay, thank you. And will they give you back your stuff? I don't write any of those. Based on current energies, will they give you back your stuff? Okay. Oh, that was the first one. And then thoughts and feelings. Okay, they knew that. Will they reply and give you back your stuff? You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is communication, movement of communication, and action. So I do feel like they will reply and give you back your stuff. Doesn't feel like it's a long way off either, because swords, the knight is action energy, swords is faster. Um, it's not as slow as the Knight of Pentacles. It's not as fast as the Knight of Wands. So I feel like maybe in the next week, maybe like next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. We've also got the moon, a super full moon in Aries, action energy on Monday. But I feel like it'll be more like you'll get a reply and they'll like, how about next weekend I drop it off, or um, blah, 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 whatever. Um, their feelings and thoughts about you. Yeah, a lot of mixed emotions. Seven of Cups, feeling a lot of things. Emotional confusion. They do um, care for you, but there's also other emotion, lower vibrational emotions. I just feel like they don't understand. What happened. Why are you doing what you're doing? I don't get it. I don't understand. And it's all right if they don't need to understand. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to have reasons why you're doing what you're doing. You do have your own reasons, but they're not going to get it. So you're just I just don't feel it's a good match for us, and you deserve to be with someone that matches your energy. I deserve to be with someone that matches mine. Just doesn't feel like we're on the same um, you know, energies. Not mine is better, yours is worse. We're just different. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be. I just don't feel it's there. And that's all you have to say, right? So hopefully that helps, Alice. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Tim a la Gem. Hello, hello. Grab your timestamp here. All right. So your currency investment reissue thoughts from Spirit on its financing and adequate sum for starting a few small charities. Oh, I love that. All right, let's take a look here. Of course, disclaimer in the description box, I'm not a financial professional. Tarot is for fun. Everyone ultimately should seek professional consultation and making important decisions. And of course, Bretta Zen does not take any liability or responsibility for anyone else's choices. All right, let's take a look here, Tim. And I know that's not for you. That's just for, you know, you would never do anything, but it's for YouTube and in the United States, we have to say that. All right. So let's take here. Thoughts from Spirit on it financing an adequate sum for charities. All right, let's take a look here. You do have the Knight of Wands. Wow, we like that. And the Two of Swords. Yeah. Um, the Knight of Wands is fast moving energy that comes in here. And the Two of Swords, it is about, I feel like there's two different routes that you could go with this. I feel like things would fund very quickly with that Knight of Wands. Um, and the Two of Swords is saying that when you're like, I don't know, should I do this or do this? One thing you can do is like close your mind and open your heart and see what your heart says. And if you follow your heart, that's the one that will be the most fulfilling for you. The mind one, it looks good on paper and blah 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 blah, but um, your intuition and your heart is going to lead you in the direction that's going to align most with you here. And it's your heart that wants to do this, so let your heart lead the way, is what I'm hearing as well. So I love that for you, Tim. um, Anything else here? The pursuit of stepping into your power with the Knight of Wands, realizing whatever you focus on is what grows and expands as well. So if you're focusing in on gratitude and filling up with that, love inside and letting it overflow, then that goes there. If we're looking at want and need and any kind of fears or lower vibration, and all this, it's just a good reminder of whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. So if we focus on want and need and anything like that, it's just going to push it further away and kind of limit what can come towards here. But if you sit in gratitude for what is and what you have had, and this letting this love flow out from a place in your heart, not from a place in your head, that's what draws it in as well. So I like that. So that is what they have for you, Tim Tim. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your question, for being here. And that is it for this session. I completed all the free readings that I'm aware of and all the donations. So I'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. and tomorrow as well at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So if you'd like to join me, please do so. And thank you for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. And you're part of the giant love tsunami, sending love out to the world. It helps the channel grow and helps more people be drawn towards the love of our channel here. So thank you for that. And hey, Livia, you're very welcome. Um, and of course, remember every second of every day of your life that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. Don't forget, we have a new episode, a new adventure episode of my podcast. This one's called Not So Easy. So if you want to check that out, that's all free. I also have some specials on my personal recorded readings, my 15-minute and 30-minute. All this information's down in the description box, and keep an eye out. Next week, I'm going to be posting a new drawing for a chance to win a personal recorded reading. So keep an eye out. If you have your subscription to my channel, make sure your alarms are set to all so you'll get notified if you're interested in those. So, all right, everybody, I'll be posting a pinned comment here in the moment, listing all the readings with timestamps. Until I see you again, know that I love you very much. I appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. And have some fun in the meantime, too. You know, it's a playground. Let's go play. All right, guys. Love you. We'll see you.